it's been to do build diff.
Yeah.
Normally it's been us at like reigning the top, but we have not been there in a while.
I think someone's put a curse on Pacific, honestly. It's the
Yeah.
only reasonable explanation. Like, all of the crazy stuff that we just recapped, build diff, crazy stuff is happening, Mika's winning, Quack's winning, nothing makes sense anymore.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to do my job? I'm trying to think reasonably and predict what's going to happen, and then just unexpected
Jen did her
outcome
team
happens every time.
alphabetically and destroyed the day.
She
So-
literally
Destroyed
alphabet souped it.
everyone. Yes.
Yeah.
It's been absolutely crazy. So, of course, today's build diff. I don't know how this weekend's going to go. It's
What's
the first
up?
day of week 2. Let's see what we've got for build diff here. We got a lot of Primi. I put him back on the duelist because, as far as I've heard from the interviews, he was on the Sentinel role specifically for Nongshim. But you guys are, around thinking on the same page here. But I see you guys putting Meteor on not the duelist role.
Yeah,
so why?
Sentinel. I mean, he
Played
played
that
a little bit of chamber. I think I'm trying to take some risks here and there, to be honest.
What's
with my roster. So I've got
up? Hello,
Unitarn,
chat.
in duelist. It seems like Paperpin's kind of along the same lines. A couple people got Sephiroth. Both you and Clinton are going for Sephiroth here.
It's a little bit of a gamble here, but I feel like whenever Full Sense or Frost especially bring in a new player onto the roster is usually a good reason.
What's
And when he put Jit on
up?
the duelist, there was a good reason for it. Who else did they have? Killua coming in, popped off. So that's kind of why I'm going that way. I think he has a huge reputation in Thai Valorant, and I think he's going to show up at some point.
Yeah.
Now, Platoon, even though we were like prodding him a bit, it is true. The Global Esports Full Sense game is big drama aside in terms of the standings. Both of these
यार
teams
मैं
want to
पानी
get
लाना
back
भूल
into
गया
the
यार.
last global event of this
What's
year.
up,
So this
chat?
is,
Hello,
Yeah, I mean, we've already
Fraj,
talked about
bhai,
it even
मैं
with T1, for example. Very close in terms of chance points, and we're talking about every single win in the group stage. That's beatable, whether you're the team that's the favorite, you need to secure those chance points. So for me, although
yeah. Hello,
Full Sense might be a little bit
what's
favored,
up,
and
man?
we've
भाई तुमने
kind of
अपना
discussed our
नाम ये
predictions a
क्यों
little bit
रखा
already.
है?
This is a very
दही
winnable game for GE,
गोटे
and they were both
जमींदार,
kind of top
रीवाई
3 in Ho
गोटे
Chi Minh
जमींदार.
just in that last season, so they need every single point they
करने
can
में
get.
तुम्हारी समझ
Yeah, so the
जमींदार.
roster hasn't changed, but what has been kind of cool, we are seeing expansion of the coaching staff coming in, right? Amex is in, Fields is in too.
Yeah, look, I mean, as a field, someone I worked with in the past as well. I think he's a great coach. I think
Ashleel
he's got
Motato
excellent
is back.
additions
Shut up.
to that roster. So let's see how
Shut
their game
up,
plan
Nian,
continues to
shut
flesh
up,
out.
Nian,
Global
shut
Esports,
up,
I think they had a
Nian.
very solid week 1 performance against RFU. They had that big comeback there on Summit. So I do feel like this is a squad that definitely you still
Let's
have a
go,
reason to be
GE.
excited for. I do really feel like they
We just
have a
started
lot of
yet, Tani.
potential. We saw them over in London. I
Rest
don't
of
think
yaar,
that was the
Tani,
best
watch
of them,
party
but they
see.
want another
Aha,
chance
wo.
over in Shanghai, and I think that they do have the pieces that they need to make that work.
I totally agree. I think a lot of people represent the loss of Frost as but I think there are plenty of examples of how it could be a positive impact on the team. I think in terms of the role on the team, I think in terms of the role comfort, maybe alleviating some of the pressure and the conflict interpersonally between some of the members of the team will actually allow them to have a little bit more of a chill team environment. And it really depends. I think Frost style works very well for some players, but there's some players that don't respond well to that conflict and prefer to just play in a more kind of, we're friends
Well,
environment.
Frost, when he was the coach of Global Esports, he commended his players really highly. He even said it in his game against Full Sense in Masters London and also in Ho Chi Minh. He was like, Cruz, what do you think of Javi's macro now? What do you think of Javi as an IGL? And he really thinks his players, previous players were really good. So I think, both of them got really strong feet to stand on in this case. Of course, they will be playing against Full Sense. Is this what we're doing? Are we doing a telestrator with you today?
What's up?
as far as
Chat,
I
they're
know.
also live on.
Is this
Why
what
don't
we're
we
doing
do
now?
that? Why don't we have fun with that? Yeah, I wanted to talk about the Summit comp, and we see the quote there from Platoon. What I was super impressed on in this particular round is how GE kind of min-maxed their ultimates as well. I'm just going to talk through it because I can't even see that on the telestrator, but don't worry about it. Here we can see the default.
जिम की बात कर रहे हो तुम जिम की बात कर रहे हो अभी मेरे यहाँ ऐसा हाल है कि बाहर निकलने भी सोचना पड़ रहा है इतनी बारिश रात भर इतनी क्रेजी बारिश आई है हमारे यहाँ तो भाई हॉल में भाई छत वत भी लीक हो रही है भाई पता नहीं भाई क्रेजी सीन चल रहा है भाई सूरत में अभी।
And then you see them get another orb
कौन
from the
जीतेगा?
plant here, where
आप
Crystal
पूछ
is
रहे हो
actually
यार,
juggling this
long
fight.
ship,
Now
I
he has
mean,
the
G,
Armageddon
bro,
to play the
come on,
post
bro.
plant. This is a map where
Especially
GE
ये.
on the attacking side didn't actually manage to get themselves very many rounds, but I think this comp actually has a lot of interesting
Yeah.
ideas,
Wait,
even if it's a bit of a
Tale
spaghetti
Turkey.
util comp. I think that there's actually some interesting things that they did, even if they didn't necessarily get rounds from it. So I think it has a lot more legs, and then we saw that fantastic comeback.
मेरी आवाज दबा ही रहे लोग
Yeah, I
यार।
mean, this is a comp for me that I do really feel like you can rack up rounds on that attacking car. When you start to snowball those ults, you have so much utility for the post plant. So unless a team can game plan against
भाई
it
पता नहीं
quite
ब्रो,
well,
इधर स्पेसिफिक ये ऑफिशियल वॉच पार्टी के है ना, बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक्स वगैरह में वाइब रहती है ब्रो।
because people won't be having reps on Summit against something that will play like this.
And you see Harvey being able to lurk very late into the round there. That's a
यानी you are
perfect
wet
example of how many
currently,
layers
भाई
GE
actually
actually
wet हूँ
had
मैं
in
तो।
that round. They had the grab net,
Yeah.
they had the Teo util that was able to play
Turkey
for the post plant, things like
3.5 for
that.
the
But
50
Harvey,
kicks,
it seems like
man.
in this particular GE edition, you know, previously
Thank
you
you for
actually
the
saw his
skull,
individual
man.
form take a little bit of a dip. He was
Thanks,
forced to be
Mia.
very flexible and play a lot of different roles. We saw it
Thanks,
right from
Mia.
the first game. Platoon said Harvey is going to be our guy. And for anyone that's familiar with Harvey's career and what he's been able to put together in Tier 2, this is a player that can frag.
कौन दबा रहा
You
है?
can
मैं
have a
उसकी
frag in
दबाता
IGL
हूँ।
on
I
your
mean,
team that has a lot of
उसे दबा
impact
रहा
that
हूँ।
can pull the game
मतलब?
around him a little bit, but also make some really good reads for the rest of the boys.
Yeah, I think this is a huge growth from Javi in the very beginning. Yes, he was IGLing previous teams over in challengers in Tier 2, but I think, you know, finding his footing coming in Stage 2 is so
G
critical
versus Full
for
Sense
this team,
नहीं,
especially
G
in
versus
today's match
Frost,
against Full
bro।
Sense. Now, Full Sense, you guys know
Predictions
this
on
war
cake,
by
yep,
now.
करता
Cruz
हूँ मैं।
especially, this man always has a plan. He does everything, but now Frost is back on this roster. He doesn't have to do everything all by himself anymore. And of course, the addition of Sephiroth.
चैट हम बस फर्स्ट मैच ही कर रहे हैं, T1 और वायरल वाला नहीं कर रहे यार, क्योंकि इतना इंटरेस्टिंग नहीं होगा भाई।
On what they couldn't quite make work last year to get to champs. We saw them have a strong
कल करेंगे दोनों, कल दोनों है।
We saw Frost very
RRQ का पहला है और
anti-strat
दूसरा पेपर
every
एक्स का है।
style here, but I think they played a great game. I think
Chat!
looked like a very nice addition.
Do
so
a
far. Clearly see the
predictions
potential.
on
And whenever they speak about this guy, they speak about how flexible he is, how that he's not like all the other Thai players in that, you know, these sort of one trick in their aim only, that he's very, very smart. So I think this is a lovely addition to the roster, and I can't wait to see how
Hadi
they
mein baat se
develop
no.
through the rest of the year, especially in this game.
Yeah, Cruz said in the post-game interview.
अबे नहीं,
he
Sophie
didn't
भाई,
even
win
play
lose
the
का
best
रहने
he
दो।
could possibly do. We saw a couple
अभी
of
डाल
really
दिया
sharp
मैंने।
rounds from him. But
Wow,
I think
change
the
कर
big
दिया तुमने,
storyline is
ठीक है।
of course Primi playing Deadlock versus playing Jet. There was
नहीं,
some
Sophie भाई change
criticism
कर रहे
of
थे।
his Deadlock performance. I think that comes down to just some kind of, you know, unfamiliarity with playing it. He hasn't played it for a while. He was mostly playing duelist. They were playing a very bursty style. Last stage, of course, they kind of leaned into the double senti against Nongshim style. But we look at his performance as the
ये भी
Deadlock
कोई
here.
पूछने वाली बात है, Full Sense
I think for
जीतेगी।
Pacific, a lot
हाँ?
of Deadlock being played, a lot of other
देशद्रोही साले! भाई मेरी आवाज गई है बेवापस, मेरे को गला दर्द करने लगा है।
And of course, his Jet is always going to be sick if they're going to put him on that.
I'm still thinking what you said about his weaponizing confidence. It's like
I
never
mean,
gonna...
protest util with the Deadlock. If
That
he
is
doesn't want to
protest
play
util.
it, he might not have to, honestly, because
Yeah.
it might have, number one, been
अबे
a game
Chat!
plan against Nongshim in particular.
अबे चैट मुझे डे ड्रीम आया था, मतलब ऐसा ड्रीम आया था, मतलब सो नहीं रहा था, मतलब ऐसा होता है ना कभी कभी कि भाई ऐसा तुम्हें क्या बोलते हैं उसको, अनुभव हो, नहीं कुछ तो बोलते हैं ना कि टेंस जी ज्वाइन कर रहा है।
Remember, if he won against Ivy, to be honest, I think Ivy might have even won that
Bro,
skirmish.
imagine,
I
bro.
have to fact check myself on that. But yeah, Primi lost, even though they finally put him in the skirmish.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, for Full Sense, I think they just want to keep it the same. They're using
ब्रो क्या क्रेजी होगा ना, जी में 10
the game.
OG on
Oh,
this
for sure.
roster. Previous to Full Sense on Talon, he was like an OG player on it. He's definitely a player, and I feel like they just
Yo,
keep these
chat,
assistant
do a
coaches,
predictions
him
on
and,
cake.
T-Love just to play these.
And make sure you
Autumn,
like
your
this
guy,
stream.
are so Australian still.
Yeah.
the sole Australian in VCT.
He is the soul of Australia. Always very very sharp in the server. Want to see him.
भाई अपना skirmish win rate कितना है देखो ना 78%. Goddamn.
How important the veto might be in the mind games that come along with that and the interactions we've seen with Frost.
अबे bro, no fun. ऐसे ही बस खत्म कर दिया फटफट.
Teams GE do get at least to choose the side selection as we head into this veto here, so we'll see how it kind of unfolds.
Yeah, we do know Frost is really proud of his veto skills.
So win or lose, he always says we won the veto.
He always has a good veto, does that guy. So we'll see where this goes. Full sense
Submit.
That was their
Submit!
where Primi moved back across to that Jet. They did look very strong there.
But how much of that was them swapping to Jet and not
it.
playing well? Nongshim not playing well that game. That's what I asked there.
We have to measure that out. Then GE comes straight back with that Summit pick. We saw it last week against RRQ with that highly specialized comp. So that for me, I really want to see how the anti-strat plays out.
जी हर बार पिस्टल जीतते हैं, बट मैंने फुल सेंस पे डाला है.
And you know, full sense not showed their Summit yet, so I wonder what stylistic direction they'll take.
You were asking Platoon about it. Are you worried about the prep advantage being on the side of full sense?
अपने शेकियम के साथ भाई कौन सा शेकियम भाई सबका थोड़ी है.
The case GE did play this a little bit in the off season, and they didn't play that comp that you could see there. That is their comp from Ho Chi Minh. Since then, they have actually moved to a Jet.
मास तो एम की बात मत किया कर यार, साले डायमंड.
Not play that and play something completely different coming into the game.
अच्छा नहीं लगता है यार, मेरे को बुरा फील होता है.
Surprised if they stick to this. This is kind of their bread and butter as opposed to them playing double senti specialized against Nongshim. I expect a lot of
ये मैं
I think Jim
सबने बैन ही किया है, पहली बार जी ने पिक किया है, मतलब फुल सेंस और इस दोनों ने.
I'm really cooking myself. They're just so sharp right now. So I think you just slam them on double duelist a lot, and you're probably going to have good times for full sense.
Well, it's
this is awkward.
bad times for full sense
Why did you guys
because
do
they
this to
have
them?
been full caster curse. Pig within. This is.
Oh my god,
Look,
bro.
you couldn't have just been the guy to like, maybe they'll win.
Let me explain. I almost always pick G. And for me, this is like 60-40 to full sense. But as a former coach who sort of did a lot of
flex भाई boost कर दूंगा.
Strong anti-strats can make a big difference. I think Frost has so much information. It's the same reason I went GE over full sense before, or I went RRQ over full sense.
No one choose G. 8 में से एक को भी भरोसा नहीं है.
Info. I think that's just a little bit too big of a hill to climb for GE.
I give GE at least
भाई मेरे को गला दर्द कर रहा है.
I think we're all the kind of agreeants that GE definitely can win this series.
और भाई कैसे हो?
Well, I know
₹50 कहाँ था कल? सब ठीक?
वीडियो एडिट कर
खाना
रहा था
खाया?
यार.
कहाँ गांड मारा रहा था कल भड़वे? बोल.
इसलिए मैं कुछ पता था यार मेरे को तेरी हर ये साले वीडियो एडिट कर रहा था भाई. मैं सोया भी नहीं हूं ढंग से भाई. पता है मैं 4 घंटे सोया हूं. सुबह 8 बजे सोने गया हूं मैं. डब्ल्यू क्या शेड्यूल कर दूं सोफी भाई? +1 WTTS नाइस. ये TTS अबे भाई इतना हरामी है ना ये बंदा जो भी था. मॉड बना दे. गंगागी हटा दूंगा. क्या हटाना है ब्रो? गंदगी हटा दूंगा. कैसे हटाएगा? मैं नहीं हटा पा रहा.
And paying attention.
Let's go! Oh, भाई Frost और G कैसा लग रहा है bro?
You guys saw his Frost just now. After breaking GE records and achieving playoffs for the first time ever, top 3 placements for the first time ever, and a Masters event For the first time ever, Frost was unceremoniously dropped as head coach mid-season. However, he quickly found a home with Full Sense, his first team here in Pacific under Talon. But also on the other side, GE won their very first match against RRQ in a really big way.
Yeah, the comeback was
कैसा लग रहा है
phenomenal to
chat?
witness, and GE,
Frost
they're
and
looking
GE
to
को साथ में
repeat
देख के
history for their organization in back-to-back seasons, and maybe after making their first international at Masters, make it all the way to champions, despite whether they, not necessarily got Frost at the helm anymore. There is still a lot of potential on this entire squad, a lot of good
Listen,
ideas, and I still think they have a really good shot of making it happen.
And of course, it will be playing against Full Sense. We've been talking about how much info these teams have on each other.
Yeah, I mean, look, we heard it from Platoon. He said even without the drama, this would be a great game. They've screamed each other a lot. They've hung out together so much.
Dracula!
What's
What's up, Dracula,
we know
bhai?
just as much about
How you
them
doing, man?
as they do about us. So I love these kind of series where everybody has this information. You see the anti-strat start to develop. You see it get personal there in the server. But for this
If you are
Full Sense
really-
roster, they had a great week 1 here in stage 2, beating Nongshim Red Force. Can they look to carry that momentum forward today? Both of these teams want to be in Shanghai, want to be in champs, and those champs points are all important here in the group stage.
You talk about the 2-point swing a lot, and I think this is a perfect example of it. These two teams are in direct competition with one another to go to champions. So being able to take a point away from one of your competitors and get it for yourself, it might end up being the difference maker. We've seen, ex-Talon teams
This dude
coached
क्या
by
खेल रहा है?
Frost
Feed?
not even make it through on points, but make it through on a head-to-head before. It can come down to 1 point at the
चंबर
end
खेल
of the
रहा है
year
कोई.
sometimes.
That's right, and this is the last chance for you guys to get your Pacific bundles from your favorite teams. Support all your teams here. Global Esports again, huge comeuppance here this year under Frost, but honestly, he's commended these players. He thinks these players are very talented, but he's also said the same about Full Sense. So I think this is why we're all so excited. Not only is there a little bit of drama, these teams are good.
Oh, very much so. I think that's what makes this really exciting for me. Yes, coaching is important. I firmly believe that. But ultimately,
The last 1 minute of predictions के do a prediction.
Really, I do think this GE roster
आज
is
Frost,
that we know that they've been able to
आज
beat
तो
Full Sense
Frost
in the past. So this head-to-head could not
Batman
be
के
any
L लेगा.
closer in my
ओए
mind. We have the
साले
engines
जी
for
जीतेगी
coming
देख
from Full
भाई.
Sense. No changes from what we expect. Bring me back on that jet. But for Global, they're going old school, bringing out a Yoru.
Yeah, I think stylistically it's the same comp here, but it seems like Sephiroth
नॉन्गशिम
is
ने
gonna
क्यों लिया
actually
होगा
be
फ्रॉस्ट को
playing a
ये सोच
cypher
के
here
कि ये
instead
टीम
of
को
a
जिता
Killjoy.
सकता
So
है
that's
तो
kind of the
हमारी
main
टीम
change
को
I'm
तो
seeing
कहाँ
from Full Sense.
पहुंचाएगा
That's
ऐसा
probably more of a stylistic adjustment, maybe swapping out the Sentinel. It's something that we have seen teams coached by Frost do in the past as well. For GE, they have also made some changes since
अबे
the last time
वाह.
they played this comp in Pacific, but also in the off-season.
What's up,
they're
Dracula?
one of
What's
these
up,
teams
Tajay?
that
What's
actually
up?
with the Yoru getting tweaked
Master.
back and maybe getting a minor buff is feeling like there's some potential
What's
there.
up,
There's some
Sumer?
play. Autumn very familiar with this
जिम
Asian
गया
up
आज
coming
भाई
into
मैं
the
4
roster. He was
घंटे
playing
सोया
as
हूँ
a
बताया
solo
बस
duelist.
रात को
Even
सुबह 8
the
बजे
last
से
game
सोने
that he
गया
played the Jet on this map, it was actually their qualification game for EWC up against Nongshim, and they looked pretty comfortable playing a very similar comp to this. So moving in the Yoru over the Phoenix, it's a choice
और
that a
वैसे
lot
भी
of
जा
people
भी
are
नहीं सकता
considering
था
at the
हमारे यहाँ
moment.
सब
We'll
बंद
see
है
how that
जिम
works
विम
out for
मम्मी का भी जिम
I know
बंद
there's
है
gonna be a
मम्मी
lot
जिम
of
जाते
mind
हैं
games
वो भी
happening
बंद है
today. They were gonna
सब
try to
बंद है भाई बारिश
outbrain,
इतनी हो रही है
big brain
क्रेजी
each other.
पानी
We'll
भर
just
रखा है
have to
सब
wait
जगह
and see as we go into the very first map of this matchup. Quack and Jordan, how's your GE fighting anthem singing abilities?
Take it away, Quack. Take it away.
Fighting! Do you actually
That's my
believe
best.
that though? Because look, I've got to say, I'm actually a little bit shocked that everybody has gone the way of Full Sense on the predictions. Have we like collectively tried to cast a curse Full Sense here, and we're actually trying to do a good thing for GE? Because it doesn't seem that one-sided to me on paper.
Like what the desk said, I do believe it is kind of 40, 60%.
ऐसा क्यों कर रहे हो, bro?
But you never quite know. I mean, although Morgan was kind of talking about how GE, you know,
But literally
it's the
सारे
anti-strat that
caster
makes them
सब लोगों
strong,
ने
right?
full sense
But
पे
I
ही
feel
वो
like
बोला है
there's also a slight chance that that kind of works out for GE as well, because then they do, like what Platoon said, basically. They do know how Frost thinks, how he operates with the team,
Right.
and you kind of have already seen a little bit more. Meanwhile, you don't really know what GE might bring today. Either way, though, I do think whoever takes this first map will
बे निंजा भाई
dictate
इधर
how the
लास्ट
rest of it could go.
48 hours
I
पे इतना
agree. I think
क्रेजी
this is
बारिश हुई
probably
है
the
और आज रात को तो भूसभर रखी है भाई बारिश की। ओए सीजर के आई
बारिश तो है टिप 50 रुपीज। हाँ इतनी बारिश है आपकी चड्डी गिली हो हई पाद मरते हो बुलबुले निकलते हैं।
छी भाई कितना गंदा है तू यार।
It is specifically VCT.
गंदी
Yes,
सोच।
so there we go.
You.
Full sense.
बस
I think
ब्रो
it's gonna be awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. Morgan, I think really summed it up
भाई
nicely in
बहुत
saying
कितना
that
गंदा है
both
ब्रो
these
तू
teams
सोच।
very good teams. You've got 10 really fantastic players in this lineup. And
इसने
obviously,
बुलबुले
you know,
कब
they know
देखे?
each other well. They've played against each other
पता?
numerous times. So I think this
ओ
will be
फर्स्ट राउंड Jet first round!
Get things going as well. I mean, that's kind of already touched on.
भाई
it a little.
बरसात हाना नहीं सर
Europe is
भाई।
definitely kind of a
हमारे यहाँ तो
clear
पानी
pick
वानी भर रहे हैं भाई।
current meta, but they probably have their own setups as well. You can already see Full Sense playing it safe though.
What do you think this Euro pick is about? You know, is it just
क्या कर रहे
we're
फुल
gonna
सेंस
try and
वाले?
replace the
ऐसे रुके क्यों है?
teams,
पिक का वेट कर रहे हैं। कौन देगा इधर पिक?
extra util coming through?
I think it's just what works to G's
Thank you for the
strengths. We
pani
do
puri,
know
yaar.
Yudotan has the ability to go mobile. He can also play the op at times. Meanwhile, Autumn, you know, having played chamber and things like that, this just works out very
उसको
neatly
mid
if
flash
he
अच्छा
can
है,
actually
waste
get on
होगा।
top also. So taking this pistol would be huge for
5-man
either side.
walking,
You know,
bro.
you can't forget
Contact
about
में खेल
Boys
रहे
and
हैं।
Primi. Round 3, run it back, always big.
I'm already liking the move that I've seen there from GE. They just have a little bit of a cursory look into middle. Don't see too much, so they're kind of already on the rotate over to A. Yes, they have given up the site. Full Sense in there, happy to take it and get the plant for free. But GE fast on the rotate as well.
Yeah, a little bit of damage through the door. So gotta watch out for your health. Ooh.
Thanks for
Shot
the
from
another
Yudotan.
to Jaws
Now Full Sense are
man।
kind of pinned down
बड़ा
on
तुम्हारे
site. Cruz is
Pokemon
playing
gear
offside.
तू
He's the
ऑन
only one.
करो हाँ।
Cruz might be the one that does have to come into play late to win this round.
ये आवाज था ये ना स्ट्रीम की गेम की।
Starting to make their way forward. The spam from Yudotan does catch Prim as he tries to work his way out
Easy
of
pistol
that
win,
smoke,
man.
and the rest of the dominoes will fall. GE reigns supreme in the pistol round to start this series.
Yikers. Yeah,
Wasn't even close, was it?
not really. As soon as that a little bit of damage went through the doors, that player's slow HP pinned down on site with less util. This was always going to be GE. I mean, they were just set up. You talked about that
Pistol
cursory
winner
glance,
GE, as I
and that
said,
kind of
man.
lets you know how they intend to work around.
फ्रॉस्टी
for
आज
this
डैश
half
तोड़
at least,
देगा।
where they're on
हाँ ना
defense.
आज फ्रॉस्टी
Reactive
एलेक्स
plays,
बनेगा
just,
ब्रो।
You know, coasting through. We'll see what Full Sense does. We
ब्रो
react
आज
in
आज
kind.
आज आज
At the
चैट
same
आज
time,
ऐसा मैच है कि
I mean,
दोनों
I
टीम
just do
को
feel like
ऐसे
how's there not more drama now?
पूरा
Has
जीतने
it
का
all
वो
just
है,
petered
समझ
out at
रहे
this
हो?
point? I want to talk about the walkout. They
और
weren't even
भाई
looking
ओए
Frost in the
जिंक्स
eye.
मैच देगा आज
Yeah, but
खरीदे
we
ये
did
मैच
get the
खरीदे
fist
होगा।
We got the
We did
fist
get the
bump.
fist bump, so the beef isn't as bad as it was with Termi. Is there even beef? I don't know. Maybe it's overdone.
Maybe.
होगा बीफ ब्रो व्हाट डू यू मीन?
Well, see how it continues to play out for now. Full Sense know that they are on the back foot, so
व्हाट
just trying to
ah
grab
smoke
orbs as much as possible, but also diving in.
Awkward timing on the spam there from Crystal, but recovered nicely. Gets the 2K.
बट गॉट 3 3 एक कहां
Chiming
मिला
in
ए
with
पे?
one as well. Should be enough to hold on to this round for
Nice.
GE. Patman goes low, but still wins his duel. So a 3-on-1 for Kalua. And he's only got that ghost in
Andy,
hand,
man.
so not exactly the firepower to win this round, but you know, it's a decent result for Full Sense anyway. Get a plant, get a couple of kills. If he can maybe find one more here, particularly onto Patman, who is low, if he can sort of isolate that duel.
हाँ पैसे मिलते हैं
This will be
निसल
a
भाई।
pretty expensive round for GE. Not going to happen. 3 guns go through. GE take the round, and I think both teams can walk away from that one reasonably happy.
Chat do
Yeah,
a
pretty big
predictions
guns
on
as well.
kick.
Rifles, well, at least the Bulldog and the Outlaw. So pretty much either way still comfortable, and this is where you start to put a bit more of a spotlight on the Full Sense. Take a look at how they're going to play.
कैसा है वहाँ पानी वानी भरा है क्या?
I mean, this is where I get a bit
अंदाज
concerned
में?
as well, Elfish. I mean, last week, Full Sense against Nongshim, 13-8. Remember that one round against Francis?
Yeah.
Frost was just pissed the hell off.
Yeah, no, I mean that was
Good
not a great
call,
round.
honestly.
I will give you that. Francis
गन ड्रॉप नहीं हुई
ace.
ना ज्यादा।
He
एक्सपेक्टेड में
traded
भी।
down a little better than he was.
It's like a 2v4 or 5 or something.
2v, well, it had to be 5, right?
Yeah,
Because he got the
actually,
ace.
the
So
But okay, we'll start things off slow as well. Trips outside.
it is early days, right? So to sort of see what Full Sense is going to bring to the table here as well. Heavy conversation, of course, around Primi over on the deadlock last week. I don't think he necessarily had his best performance, so back on the comfort territory of the Jet.
Ooh.
JitBoys was a real standout last week as well, I thought, so I think Full Sense have definitely got the pieces of the puzzle that they need to contest with GE today.
That's why I've got him on my build diff. But then again, who knows? Apparently just putting them in alphabetical order gets you a win. But right now, there's always the factor of that Yoru in as well. The clone going out short, so I don't quite know. Just sending a secondary team to poke around
ये
short.
end up करने वाले ये लोग.
If JitBoys gets one more kill, that's run it back, and they can always just send it in a split.
Zavi बैठा है ना, but
Another walk into the A side by the looks of things. But this time,
my God.
GE have some defenses set up.
इतना damage
Or
लिया
to be
भाई
one of those, Crystal
वो
the
भी
other,
था
having too much
Sheriff का.
success, but to be fair, did only have a Sheriff in hand. This push though from Sephiroth is going to be the difference maker, and Full Sense this time are well and truly on top in the round.
Yeah, the next Prince of Thailand, meant to be the upcoming IGL if and when Cruz departs. And he's already making his own moves right now. This is such a great hold from Full Sense. G are going to have to try to take down a couple more players if they are to take this round away, but it's not likely.
Gonna have a crack for sure. Cruz tucked in the corner will grab an easy freebie onto Patman, and Udotan has just gone for the scenic
Imagine
route back
Udotan.
into A main.
Now he's
Anti-way.
smoked off.
He's picked up
एक
a
तो नहीं चला
Phantom.
गया. पढ़ लो क्या?
Uh-oh. Oh, they're going to let him live. Yeah, I guess why not?
Raid from Ila D Verma.
Working off of not the best eco anyway. But otherwise, everything's fine and dandy still. Just standard proceedings. It's all about the slow build here in this current matchup. I was hoping for things to be a little bit more explosive, but
सब बंदों
right
के
off the
हाथ में
get-go,
same
it's
bro.
just
यहाँ भी बंद चल
a
रहा है
little bit of
सब आधा
pokes
almost.
around. They spotted the clone going out of short.
हाँ?
They come in with 3. JitBoys as a
Lahan!
secondary split push as well.
Lahan!
And at this point, it's all eyes on GE2 to see if they can wrangle that momentum back.
Jet.
Autumn 1 away from dimensional drift. So
वो वाला round है,
looking
समझ
to
रहे हो?
get
Bye bye
something
वाला.
done towards middle.
That's going to be a big round here for GE to see if they can hold onto the momentum. So I think it'll be a good time for us to listen in and see what GE is doing to put together this round.
यार तुम देख रहे हो यूरो का बफ आया इतना क्रेजी भी नहीं आया ठीक है जितना मैं ऐसे लाइक वो कर रहा था एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा था ठीक है यूरो का पिक रेट बढ़ गया देखा तुमने VCT अभी लोग यूरो खेल रहे हैं मे बी फेक Bro, how did they know it's fake?
On their way into that B site, there's the lurk over towards A as well. Premier just gets deleted by his counterpart, and it's not gone well for Full Sense as they have kind of just tried a contact play on both sides of the map, and neither of those contacts go well for them.
Explain me how did they
now
know
they're
ये
gonna have to
fake
try
है?
and creep their way back out to B, see if
अकेला
maybe Cruz
Phoenix आया था इसलिए?
can find this pick in middle onto Autumn.
Don't think so, though. He might have made a drop.
He made noise for sure. Autumn prepared for it, but can't win the duel anyway. Cruz just getting that peak as advantage, and JitBoys
वो आएगा
into
एक
the
और
B
साइड
site
में ना
now.
बट
Full Sense starting to put it together. Let's see if Harvey
पैरा
can
नो आया इस
hold
पे
on.
नहीं
Patman on his way across to try to reinforce, but doesn't want to overface the angle and will inevitably, you'd think, be getting smoked off here by Cruz.
Running out of time, too.
Yeah, 10 seconds. They're going to have to make something happen here, but Harvey's still in the back of sight. Surely this can't go well. Full Sense, the time pressure could be too much. Patman just has to peek and deny the plan, but he can't survive.
Imagine! Oh my god, anti
And so
bro.
Full Sense put together an extremely unorthodox round.
Nah, this was anti. This
Definitely
was
feels
anti.
odd.
This was
And
anti,
GE
bro.
actually
This
did
was
well to
anti.
withstand the initial hits too. You could
अगर
hear
वो
it as a
बस
team
pick
comp. They
करके
knew
हट
that
भी
it was a
लेता ना
fake. They
तो
were
भी मैं
clearing
भी
out all the
plan नहीं
initial
होता था
intel gathering utility, breaking
नहीं
up
भी नहीं
throws,
नहीं हो
breaking
रहा
out the
था
cameras. But as soon as the hit comes in, right, not out of the woods yet. Full Sense players like JitBoys, even though they're
ये हाँ
out to
जावी
run it back, they can
को थोड़ा
still
होल्ड करना चाहिए था
regress. Couple
हावी
players
को
going down,
हावी
but they stay
हावी
back by
बोलते
the
हैं जावी
trades, they
बोलते हैं
push
चैट
in. Cruz gets that last shot at the end, and that's the biggest difference maker.
I mean, these clutch rounds could actually really be a big differentiating factor between these two teams. I expect it to
साउंड
be
नहीं दिया ना उसने
a pretty
चढ़ने
close
का
match on paper, and a lot of those kinds of matches do, in the end, get decided by which of your teams has any individual
हावी
step up in
बोलता है
any given
सॉफी भाई
moment.
ये कास्टर
So,
सुना
There's one already for Full Sense. Patman Pulling a kill back onto Jit Boys though. Start to raise a bit of a question around how this anti-eco might go.
I just don't expect them to be pushing out.
RDC bhai.
But still, Outlaw is always going to
Daddy,
be
huh?
a big anti-eco weapon depending on where and how Primy's positioned. Looks like they might just leave him off on an insert towards short, see what he can get done. They do know that Autumn tends to be the player around short. They've done well to eliminate Pat, who went into line with the TP. And there it goes. Numbers brought back to full sense. They can have their choice pick now, but the spike drops.
He's got Cruz stuck between a rock and a hard place. That Cloudburst will not keep him alive. But he's still done enough to bring this round maybe back into contention. Good recovery from Primy after a missed initial shot. Crystal's position noted now as well. Did prompt out that neural theft. So a little bit of, you know, I guess investment from Full Sense in this round, which they maybe would have otherwise liked to have held on to.
Perhaps, but I guess better to play it safe anyway. At this point now, as long as they don't give up the 1v1s to Crystal.
He's the type of guy that can clutch these. He
can't ban anti-bro Crystal.
We saw that last split. We've heard the conversations around it. See if he can do it again this time. Had no idea where Full Sense was set up. And so it will be a relatively easy finish to what was actually a pretty difficult round for Full Sense. 3-2. They're starting to edge their way in front.
Yeah, played it safe. I mean, you kind of knew they were on side anyways.
भाई कोई टाइम आउट लो ना यार, मेरे को पानी लेने जाना है, मैं भूल ही आला ना.
Just down to all the individual trades, it does come close.
प्लेइंग करके क्या था तो राउंड था नहीं बे, उसको पता हो जाता, बहुत टाइम ले लेता वो. वेंडल के लिए बोल रहा है ना, कि वेंडल पड़ी थी मेन पे, मैं भी सोचा था सेम.
But it's good to see Full Sense back in this sort of form where even though like some of the initial picks don't go their way, they're able to bring things back. But here comes the big problem, the op in Autumn's hands.
Yep, this is what we were really waiting for, and this was part of the reason that you sort of highlighted. Maybe this is why they picked the Yoru.
Wow,
as we know,
I think.
Player, he likes to sort of do it any which
way.
Oh
my god, short
this time around though, because the rifles are getting it done. Patman Yudotan, who, by the way, fancy footwork, gets himself out of that Hunter's Fury. 2 for 1 to start things off. Harvey wants to fight for middle. He's got the backup there of Autumn as well. But like I said, it's all about the rifles in this round for GE. I don't think he's holding on against an onslaught like that one. So GE respond back immediately.
Striker bhai, what's up, Striker bhai?
Incredibly tight as well. As soon as they saw an opportunity, GE pounced on it. Immediately with the TP,
कास्ट लोग हावी प्रोनाउंस होता है क्या?
Information, it kind of forces Full Sense to apply the pressure
on
short.
Great stuff from Harvey.
तभी तो मैंने पूछा.
Jiggles around the corner as well.
लोग हावी ही बोलते हैं.
Off of his contact, like this is amazing.
मैं अभी नहीं बहुत टाइम से नोटिस कर रहा हूँ, मतलब आज की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, बहुत ही टाइम से.
Have a mid-routing option in that round.
EWC से नोटिस किया मैंने.
As well, so they're coming into this round ready for a scrap.
Gonna drag Full Sense into the parking lot.
जावे बोलते हैं, हावी भी बोलते हैं. पूछा तेरे से.
And G will
That
be happy to play off the back foot. They can always go in for retakes, which is why you can see they're positioned rather defensively right now. They just want to see what Full Sense tries to poke around. Full Sense, you know, they're kind of committing into this round, but so far not fishing up anything.
भाई ये फ्रॉस्ट तो प्लेयर की तरफ देख भी नहीं रहा.
Yeah, it's a bit more of a default here from Full Sense thus far. Keeping a bit of an eye.
It's going to cost them more resources to
उसने
clear
साइट
out
का टिपी डाला है, तो उसको पता है कि वो है.
That's a big tag.
Get a bit of info as well that B main position has been taken.
क्या बोल रहे थे नाइट में? ऐसे ही कुछ वो व्लॉग देख रहे थे वो वाला.
To GE, to be fair.
What do you do here? Like Cosmic Divide, block off market, just get the entry in. But Crystal's back sight.
$25 per month.
To be on for Autumn, very safe. Even
but
if he misses a shot,
बाकी कंट्री के लिए normal amount है ना वो.
Cosmic Divide though is going to cut him off, so he has to choose whether or not he wants to play in front of it or not. In the end, it's Crystal that is sacrificed for GE. Full Sense in the end. Get into the site. 4-on-4. They lost a player to that Hunter's Fury, but it's okay. Plant's going to go down. You'll take that if you're Full Sense.
Pat's thinking about a lurk, but either way, once they get close enough, Dimensional Drift, the flash to come in. This is going to be big for GE.
Autumn looking for information. Hasn't seen too much just yet, trying to clear out B main, but everybody's on the site right now. GE fighting their way forward. Thanks to Harvey and Patman.
Doable, very
Having quite a
doable.
bit of
Patman की
success in
pose
doing
बस
so as
पता
well,
चल
and
जाए.
Kahlua just swings back onto the line that Autumn was holding, and there's the two-piece with the op.
Imagine 4-3.
The opportunity.
मतलब हो ही गया, imagine क्या.
Pull off a really nice retake.
Yeah, like you mentioned right off from the get-go, they had those ults, they had every piece needed, so nice way to put
MBA
themselves
कर रहा
back
है.
in the lead. Autumn as well towards the end there, just truly answers the call of duty. That operator of his jumping out, swinging, picking every single frag that needs to be picked. And as well as mentioned,
कुछ लोग अपने देश के टीम को सपोर्ट नहीं करते. अबे साले तू ही नहीं करता, देशद्रोही साले.
They just quickly dealt with that. So this is going to be now broken economy for Full Sense. It's going to be a tough way to dig themselves out of this hole because you're looking at a likely 5-3. G might even start to play at the front foot, which is exactly
भाई
what
कोई
Autumn is
टाइम
trying to
आउट
do
लो
towards
ना
short
यार,
right
या
now.
हाफ टाइम पे ही पानी लेने जाऊं मैं.
Was deterred by the smoke initially, but Pat is on a line too.
Yeah, money not great for Full Sense in this round, so you've got the hero rifle.
ओ भाई उसने क्या
Hands of
मस्त
Kahlua.
टाइमिंग पे शूट किया था पता है.
Got that.
वो बस स्विंग
Control
किया
was
नहीं
very
भाई, उसकी
early on
टाइमिंग
the piece
बहुत
here. Full Sense
परफेक्ट
can
थी शूट
try
करने की स्मोक
and
थ्रू.
force the issue a little bit earlier on in this round. I don't know about a swing into this setup though. There's a
Flash and
flash.
swing. But it's two players on the other side.
Is that flash really going to catch Primi? I think he's maybe just safe enough from it, but we may not get the answer in the end. Full Sense opting to take the contact play into middle.
The smoke as well, forces G to disperse just a little. Ultimately, it's the contact there on market and short that matters quite a bit more for
Motato
Full
AkA
Sense, but now they're seeing there's nothing there. Might be tempted to waltz down.
ये
Ooh, this
Or
is
go
डेड
all the
वाला
way
है
Spotting
क्या.
something. They are
Thank
starting
you
to
यार
telegraph it a little bit though
भाई
with
for
the smokes
that.
that they put up, and Primi goes straight into Yudotan, who has a lot of work to
ओ
do.
भाई मुझे
Multiple
लगा
players
यूडो
from
अभी
multiple
क्लिप
angles will
निकालेगा, हाईलाइट
overwhelm him.
बनाएगा.
Still a 3-on-3 though. Full Sense I think will be pretty happy with that. The only issue
भी
is they're
गन
going
नहीं
to
है
try
ना,
and go
but उन
into
पे
this A side, and Autumn is still there waiting for them. Sephiroth picked up by Crystal on the rotate as well, who in the end doubles down and pretty much secures the deal. So unless Cruz
won?
pulls off something,
Yeah.
it's not really going to be much of a round for Full Sense in the end. GE get themselves to 5. There was a moment where that felt like it could shift, but in the end, clean stuff from GE to wrap
Love
that
you
round
to
up. 5-3. They're
Cash,
starting to
bhai.
get in control of this map now.
Well, yeah, Jordan, I have to agree. I feel like that was kind of as good as it could have gone. I feel like if GE did their homework from last week, remember against Nongshim, actually Full Sense did a very similar round.
Kid, what is
where they went in all the
muskmelon?
way through the back of spawn, tried to set up some kind of a split push towards a single site. This was a variation of that, and I think GE very quickly recognized into it, which is why even though they lost initial contact with like Yudotan going down, everyone else starts to pivot back towards the tree position. And you can tell he's definitely ecstatic about it. The homework's paid off.
He's just so happy. I love it.
Yeah, it's working wonders for the team, isn't he? Alongside
W
the rest of the
celebration,
coaching
W
staff too.
celebration.
But now it's a lot of noise towards middle. Full Sense might have an opening from main. Worried about the smoke though, and that's what G's banking on.
Yeah,
Udo?
GE might have an opening from middle here. Yudotan.
कोई ना लो किया
Spotting
उसको. Good.
one, but not finding the kill. Still, it's pressure, and that is going to disrupt Full Sense a little bit. They're going to have to go back and re-clear middle before they try and do anything else. Or at least respect the space that GE has taken.
You definitely need to. I mean, look at where Autumn's positioned as well. He's giving himself an escape plan with the gate crash. Meanwhile, Full Sense haven't done too much
ये
towards
डोर का
the just
डोर
in
का है
the
वाली.
recent rounds.
Yeah.
They're going to try that now with Sephiroth, trying to extend a bit for the team. It's a fake push, and Autumn whiffs.
That was a tough shot here, to be fair. Jit Boys sent back
ठीक है
by
वो.
Harvey. Not going to be a
They're
huge
going
cause
B,
for
look.
concern for Full Sense as they are just kind of walking their way over into B, and Primi meanwhile is on the
गलत
lurk.
क्या
cutting
बताया
off
उन्होंने, रीड
rotate,
अच्छी नहीं
causing
दी
a
उन्होंने.
ruckus. 1-for-1 will not be enough to defend. But there's a question here I was going to ask of Patman. His timing not great in the end. Autumn also picked up. It's a case of poor timing for GE
Come
in
on,
this
Udo.
round. Full Sense getting the better of a couple of those duels. It's just Yudotan alive. Easy clean up for Full Sense. 5-4, the game remains close.
And it just keeps going. Oh, this is so good, Jordan. I mean, this is exactly what the desk was talking about. The counters, the antes, but it kind of goes back and forth, right? Because initially we saw, you know, a couple of rounds ago where FullSense tries to send a fake off of the run it back. G immediately recognized that. They thought that it was going to be the same thing. The one thing they didn't account for would be that Primi goes a little bit deeper than they would have liked. Puts himself in an insert, catches Javi by the back, and everything just gets thrown into chaos from that point. Now they might have spotted on him one-way smoke as well.
Look to fight. Will get forced away by the molly. So space taken by FullSense. There's 5 players over here. They're just going to commit to the A site. They recognize maybe there's a gap in the defense there, and they will be correct in that assumption. A site taken. 5-on-5 for the post plant.
Crystal still has lockdown though. That's the one thing FullSense might need to respect. But ooh, Spike is planted in a rather open spot. They can hold from main if they choose.
Oh, Primi just gets out in front of it. He doesn't care about your lockdown. Happy to take the fight before that time ticks on over and gives the advantage to FullSense.
So many numbers too.
It's 4v3.
Defense from A main though. Wonder if maybe these smokes are going to cause enough of a ruckus.
Oh my god, Pat timing was the smoke bhi aga yaar, Patman.
Looking poor now. That defuse does start. Crystal is really relying on Harvey to get this job done alone. The smoke is not enough with the spam. Jip Boys collects the headshot.
भाई वो smoke नहीं लगता ना तो maybe round निकल जाता पता है.
Too much to do. He's hitting some good shots, but you're not getting past that, and that all comes from Primi. Pushing forward, taking the initiative, finding the 2-for-1 and unsettling FullSense before that retake, or unsettling GE before that retake can really begin.
Exactly that, isn't it? Oh my goodness. And now we're neck and neck again, Jordan. I mean, just see exactly how this whole round plays out and brings back to mind a lot of questions from stage 1, how GE used to operate. Yeah, last week we saw FullSense maybe throw a couple of rounds against Nongshim, but GE is a team, we've seen these players sometimes crack under pressure. Like, composure was always a thing that Frost was talking about, and I wonder, now that the lead is somewhat brought back towards FullSense, do we start to see that happen
YouTube है ना live पे नहीं चलता. थोड़ा अगर तुम 3-4 सेकंड पीछे करके चलाओगे ना तो कुछ दिक्कत नहीं आती.
Mid is left open, however, but FullSense hasn't really had the luxury to
live
so
उस पे नहीं चलता.
Yeah, forward hold from GE this time outside of A.
They're thinking to push through the smokes.
I think if you've got 3 players dedicated to A, you do have to make a bit of a move. There's a sound cue. The FullSense
I'm back. Hello back.
If that means they'll look to pick the pace up over on B.
I'm not sure how I feel about the B hold though. It's just Javi and Crystal, not much
मुझे क्यों आता होगा Omen का
maybe
उन्होंने
the
bro.
Killjoy, a little nanoswarms and turrets.
So 3 players on this site now.
भाई वो Jinx वो सब fan made होता है.
Be the one to try to gather a bit of information. He's trying to fake the site. In fact, remember, GE was so good at figuring that out last time.
पता है कितना info लिया कल से.
Pieces in place to defend this A
ये
site.
fast करेंगे.
It's just Pat. So that's a free site, but he's still going to have a go. Pat wants to take down the spike carrier.
30 seconds
This
left.
timing could prove imperative. Autumn's going to take the initial contact. This is when Pat might start to think about having a look.
He's gun change कर रहा है, right?
Sephiroth tucked in that corner. In the end, he just lets cooler heads prevail, and that will, in the end, be a bullet in the back of his head from Kalua, who doubles down, and Sephiroth is in there as well. Bladestorm out now for Yudotan to try to salvage the situation, and Kalua looking to do some damage as well with that Hunter's Fury. Jip Boys has found the timing window, but the shots are not there, and Yudotan comes up in a big way. Shock dart enough to push them off of the spike, but not enough to win the round. GE will claim another, and these rounds are tied.
Coach diff है, proper coach diff है. Time out आएगा.
Love you Motato भाई टिप 50 रुपीस. यार आप साची अच्छे हो. एक बार मेयर ये कैम में देख लो हंस के. Smile if you gay.
Situation as well. FullSense are starting to let the rounds go all the way towards the end game, the end portion of the rounds, and that's not good. But at least they still have enough.
Bro, never
back
trust
up. Operator still in the hands
any
of Autumn
DTS guy
to send that global presence back over at the A site, but it's a short opening.
short हमारा भाई Primi ने.
Primi, instant flick, instant headshot. That is the danger going up against a player like him, but immediately running into the AWP. Crystal going on a bit of an exploratory mission in towards middle, doesn't like what he finds. Full sense close to equalizing this, but Harvey with a kill through from the Hunter's Fury, and now Unatan gets the better of Jit Boys. So maybe GE are going to find a way to clasp a victory from the jaws of defeat.
Oh my god,
in this final round of half.
chat.
Look at Cruz.
True.
Nah, this
He
is
has to play
scary. This is
patient, though.
very
If he goes too
scary.
far ahead, it's 3 players. Can he take them all down?
I mean, if he even just gets 2,
This
he
is
gets
too
a 2
scary,
for 1,
bro.
and that plan's gone down on B in the meanwhile. He could still get his money's worth. That's none!
Oh,
None from Cruz. Unbelievable. Autumn turns
7-5
around at the
chat.
perfect time, and now Sephiroth's job, you'd say, is nigh impossible.
You just can't do that. 6 HP
7-5
in
chat.
a 1v3. Every little corner on this site is now paper thin. He's gonna get chewed through.
Well, this is a very bold position to play from for him. You'd look at it and you'd say that's a one and done. They're going to have to make a
ये
real
तो करेंगे ही check क्यों नहीं
error
करेंगे
in
ये तो
judgment
मैं
and
भी
not
करता
clear it, which in the end doesn't happen. So GE convert themselves a pretty comfortable round victory, and in the end a solid first half, 7-5. You have to take it.
Yeah, that's the lead right there. I'm starting to think about the next maps that we have. G played that summit.
ये
Yes, it was
TTS
kind
वाला
of a tricky
मोटमंत्री तो
composition, sure,
नहीं
Mateo, everything, but
they picked into it.
yeah,
नहीं, वो
they
तो
picked
नाम
into it.
लिखता है अपना
I do wonder if Full Sense off of that tape have come up with anything, but that's
यार
all
हेलो
reserved
बोल
for
रहा था यार
one.
दर्शन भाई
Who's to say they're
तुम्हें
going to run the same thing again as well? Like the
That's
map
true.
is really in its infancy. I don't think you can be taking the first sort of official game
फिर
as
मैं पानी
gospel
भर के
of,
half
oh, this
time
is exactly what this team's going to be running for the rest of the season on this map. So yeah, that'll be a bit of a question mark in the back of the minds of Full Sense. Haven't seen really any timeouts in that first half though from either of the coaches. So I guess in a sense you'd look at that and say maybe the game is kind of going to plan for both teams. Obviously it's been a bit back and forth, but haven't needed to necessarily make any major adaptations or change-ups. Happy to let the teams kind of duke it out and hold those timeouts in reserve for this second half. So this will be where now, I think in the second half, the layers are going to start to intersect a little bit. We're going to have a little bit more to think about. It's a close scoreline. It's a map that could still go either way. We've got 4 timeouts available. Everyone's going to be investing everything into this half.
For sure, Jordan. I mean, like, especially once it goes into this half where G is on the attack, things are going to get slowed down quite a bit more now that, you know, Autumn's on that Yoru as well. But
I mean, on the contrary, once he gets that ulti,
okay, that's a different thing.
You can full send into a site with that.
Takes a little while before it gets there, but yeah,
Sure.
that's a combo between the Yoru, the Sova, things like that. But meanwhile, for Full Sense, I mean, that was a like little whiffed flash that Jit Boys had, and that's why he lost that kill towards Unatan or someone else up around a cage.
Yeah.
It was really
क्या हो जाता है बे
unfortunate,
मेरे
but I
को
guess that's why there's no real timeout yet. Macro-wise, everything's kind of going accordingly for both coaches, both teams.
Yeah, so it would seem. 7-5 though.
क्या है ये
For GE. See if Full Sense can nab the pistol to negate
Huh?
some of that early advantage in the second half.
Okay. We'll just easy TP through. Full Sense trying to play fast flood off the back. Have they been spotted by the turret? Yes, they have.
Really only got Sephiroth on this side, and he is just
Look at
ducked under the balcony, hoping that he can try and maybe find a 1-for-1. Cage is going to go up. He's holding for the reinforcements, and well, it might be really down to Sephiroth to actually hold the fort because the reinforcements weren't doing much.
4v2 we already
GE
won
on
pistol
their way in to another pistol round win. 7-5 very quickly, you'd think, should be turning to 8 as they pick up the second half pistol, and Full Sense now might be in a bit of a spot of bother.
Definitely. This is GE feeling extremely confident. These guys are definitely fighting, Jordan.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my god. They just waltzed through Catwalk, made as much noise, elephant feeding all throughout the map. Full Sense tries to fast flood back, but because of the turret off from top mid, G was not worried whatsoever. Sephiroth was meant to be the linchpin of that round for Full Sense, but I gotta admit, that hold from him looked kind of lazy.
Vamos!
He missed every single right click, man. You can't do that.
bro right click is just luck
No investment,
man
of course, from Full Sense in this round, so expecting the scoreline to balloon out to 9-5.
अबे वो spawn पे भी flash हुआ
Opening kill from Jit Boys, it's probably not going to be giving us too much to get excited
गन
about.
नहीं लेने देगा गन नहीं लेने देगा गन नहीं लेने देगा ये गन नहीं लेने देगा hold oh wow
Marshall towards the back end.
चला ही गया कौन से गन है उधर वेंडल है बटन पे इजी विन है ब्रो can't lose this round भगवान आके भी बोले ना तथास्तु to full sense तभी नहीं जीत सकते भाई मस्त है ना फेस गार्ड घोस्ट भाई मेरे को बहुत अच्छी लगी थी पता है भाई नयन भाई लव यू यार नयन भाई ने गिफ्ट किया था चैट में हो गए भी नहीं अभी
Still gonna try though, just for the exits. Play every single lane, but that Marshall is gonna take them down bit by bit. So maybe doubling up towards tree or short if they can take down Autumn. At least another ult point.
एक कैम फ्रॉस्ट पे भी होना चाहिए था. True.
It'll be another ult point, but not for full sense. For Autumn, in fact, and you told me this Euro.
भाई अभी का जी का तो कोच बस यही करता रहता है. Nice.
I'll be damned.
Nice.
Look at this guy.
It's only इसके अलावा कुछ करता ही नहीं है bro.
He's already 3 points away from his ult. That's your boy right there.
That's my boy.
That's my boy.
Too excited. I might start singing the Australian national anthem.
इन ऑपरेशंस के सिर्फ 2 स्किन्स है.
Is that what it sounds like?
ऑपरेशंस के सिर्फ 2 स्किन्स है. रिवर. हाँ?
We're gonna go again.
ऑपरेटर के सिर्फ 2 स्किन्स है. रिवर और ऑप आए.
Minimal damage sustained. GE has all the rifles in this round.
And it doesn't look like they're messing around either. Bit of presence already being shown over towards that B site. You've got Tripwire City. Autumn, even despite not running into one of those, is going to cop a headshot. So early signs in this round look like maybe Full Sense might start to pull it back.
The right stack so far.
Did he fake clone?
Around because he's playing towards the bottom of middle. Drone comes back into re-clear, only spots one player. Full Sense knows where this hit is going to.
Did he freaking fake clone? Logs नहीं जा रहा था. True.
Away as well by that paranoia. The space opening up, but Yudotan has no idea that Cruz is tucked in the corner. Full Sense coming back into their own. Their first gun round of the second half, looking to be a good one.
Autumn playing comp, I guess. Why वो fake clone कर रहा है?
Half off with. Build the economy up, feel a bit confident.
मेरे को 3-4 चीज लेनी है.
Otherwise, GE could well run away with this map, but it is by no means over yet.
Yeah. I mean, hey, on the flip side of that coin, right? Like, if GE had that bonus round, I dare say this map was done.
I agree. I think that would have been a bit of a bridge too far for Full Sense to come back from. But the fact that now Full Sense pull this back, 9-6, deficit's not too bad. Again, remember, a couple of timeouts in the back pocket as well. So lots of opportunity to think, should things start to go wrong.
And that ult's still building up for Autumn. Crystal as well, Javi too. Like, it's just gonna continue building, and then in those rounds, Full Sense really need to look to even out the score, which is why this round was so crucial for them. And it's why
गरीब की जीमस्ती तो देखो.
hold around the smoke. He actually did a similar thing against Nongshim again.
भाई ये देख रहा fake clone. Oh my god! Imagine ये work करता यार.
I mean, it sort of worked until it didn't, you know.
Nice try. But either way, good way to hold. But it makes you think if Full Sense will stick with their current setup.
भाई अभी दूसरी बार वो क्लोन पे ट्रस्ट नहीं करेगा ना?
And G trying something different.
Yeah. Time now to hear what Full Sense has to say about this round.
ได้ไปช็อตมามันชอบทำคอนกลางอยู่เราคนเดียวอยู่นะคิดว่าสู้กลางเปล่าได้อยู่เอ้ยมาเอ้ยแค่ทำฟาร์ม
वो साइफर गेम से एबिलिटी वो होती है ना, कोई भी होती है, बताया ट्रिप विप भी होती है. ये जी के अलार्म बॉट्स पे भी लगा सकते हो तुम.
พี่ออฟเป็นแท็บเอแท็บเอครับปรับเอได้ช็อตมาแล้วพังแท็บกูเฉย
It's just all about trying to piece it together as much as possible. They heard the orb, now they hear footsteps out towards A short. That's what Cruz was calling out to the rest of the team. But GE good to apply more pressure towards B site. But does Full Sense bite the bait? They do for the time being. But there's not much else.
वही है दर्शन भाई बहुत स्किन है इसका भंडारा है भाई फिर भी लेनी है
That's why
उसको.
you do see Killa beginning to make some moves around. Ooh, a bit of delay utility with the Phoenix.
Yeah, that drone went through, but again, Jip Boy's up close and personal.
Okay.
30 seconds
Able
left.
to At that opening pick, and now GE are kind of left wondering, where do we go? There's 20 seconds left in this round. They're walking their way up through middle. It is imperative that Crystal picks up that kill, because now that throws the fox among the hen house. Full Sense have no idea where GE are going. I think GE at one point maybe didn't know where they were going, but 10 seconds on the clock. They are going to get into the A site. They're going to get a plan.
Plant is not the issue.
Full Sense completely rotated off. That is a minor miracle pull from GE.
Jip Boys does have run it back for a retake.
Okay, well, we'll see if he can make anything happen here. Primi, Jip Boys both finding themselves an entry, but Autumn comes alive. Drops 2. Oh, is it enough though? 1v1 now for Patman, who used to be Postman Pat, but this time he cannot deliver. Full Sense get the defuse. 9-7. They're coming back.
Beautiful way for Full Sense to come in hot off of that retake. They were definitely bamboozled for the better half of that round for a bit. But
Prelude के इस ऑपरेटर की अच्छी है भाई मैं ऑपरेटर में बोलूंगा रिवर ही अच्छी है ब्रो मैं रिवर के अलावा कोई नहीं
more of the damage through the
अगर मैं
smokes.
होता तो रिवर ही लेता ब्रो
Full Sense were still the ones to deliver that coup de grace against GE.
That's nice from Autumn, but unfortunately not enough done.
यार मैं कप भर के नींबू का पानी पी रहा हूँ.
Great crosshair placement, good reaction. Full Sense slowly but surely working their way back into this map. It, as we said, was expected to be a close matchup, and I think that's very much getting delivered upon here. 9-7, another sort of half buy from GE. Cruz is under pressure, but he's got the help, the backup from Jip Boys. There's going to be a hot hands through.
हाफ भाई है ना.
And, well,
भाई स्टिंगर लिया करो हाफ भाई में ब्रो छोड़ो ये सब.
Seems to be someone aware there's someone else here. Yeah, he knows. Oh no! He knew, but he second-guessed himself. And now it's falling apart. GE out of nowhere might be getting a sneaky round unless Primi can do Primi things.
It's gonna be tough though. I mean, where is he gonna
bro,
figure
please,
out?
1v1 नहीं, 1v1 नहीं, 1v1 नहीं, 1v1 नहीं.
Oh, he missed! That's not a Primi thing! Primi doesn't miss! But apparently he does.
I am speechless.
I mean, I think he was a little
ना ब्रो
surprised
खुद
that
तो
Crystal
मैजिक
was
किया
there.
इन लोगों ने.
He considered it though. He had the crosshair in the
तो
right
काला
spot.
जादू किया ब्रो.
It was just off by a little bee's dick.
I mean, that's how it goes. I suppose sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. This round just got a little bit too chaotic, a little bit too fast. And GE are thriving in that.
The whiff by Jet Boys as well. You're absolutely right. And I think this is what GE intended to do as well. I mean, it was a half by round.
देखना इसका एक ही रिएक्शन होता है.
Yes! Bring things up, and this is now our first time out of the series.
I can't believe this took 17
भाई
rounds to get
पहला
to our
टाइम
first time
आउट.
out. You know, there was so much conversation, obviously, about the coaching setup, Frost going over to Full Sense, and Platoon taking over for GE, and that head-to-head, and all of that, and we haven't had any impact so far from the coaches, at least directly
100 साल
in the
का
server
बैन
today.
दिया
Now it's their
for
chance.
hacking. मैंने कहा maybe Riot want you to live for 100 years.
You can sort of just drop it on the table if
laugh.
you're Full Sense, or if you're Frost, and say like, I am the guy, I am him. You call a timeout here, win 3-4 rounds in a row.
तू भी तो सिर्फ 2 मिनट के लिए चिल्लाकर गेम प्ले से शांत होता है भाई. गला दर्द कर रहा है मेरा.
Autumn's previous team.
बट नहीं वो कोच का वो अभी ये कोच का बस वो सेम ही रिएक्शन रहता है बे. तुम देखना.
And now that double alt combo is in play. This is going to be big for GE. Full Sense. I can see why the time.
अबे साले दोगले. अभी लिखता है now Full Sense will realize why Patman removed
a trap play towards B.
दोगले साले.
At the ready.
Yeah, let's see how this goes. Dimensional Drift plus Hunter's Fury.
Oh no, they could all line up for it.
That combination is so potent, but so far not quite working out. Autumn recovers first. Primi drops. Now Killua as well. And Autumn, you said he was frying. Well, he has cooked up a meal in this round as well for GE. They're into the B site. 3-on-2. Sephiroth half HP. Plant going down. This is GE's round to lose.
One enemy remaining.
But they've done well to withhold against that little cage play attempt.
He can't win, no?
Nothing to be had in this round for Full Sense now. They had some ideas off of the timeout. However, even though the Hunter's Fury doesn't exactly collide against the setup that Full Sense had, it does well enough to throw them into
साध को
disarray.
टैग किया और MA आया, MAL आया, मुझे कुछ और.
This stings.
Yeah, I mean, it was disruptive enough to kind of allow that space for Autumn as well, wasn't it, right? Like, he got
उड़ी
jumped on
निकाल
by
लिए
Pretty,
साले, वो
but
है ना
he just
कि
couldn't
हार
get
रहे,
his gun
चलो
out in
उड़ी
time,
निकाल
and
लेता हूँ.
Autumn lands the shot, doubles down, and now GE are up to 11-7. This is probably worst case scenario for Full Sense. You've just called a timeout, you've just lost the round. So what do? I mean, you've got another timeout in the back pocket here, but like by the time you use it, the game might be over.
Nothing you could do, man.
I think Full Sense Motato game देख क्या ही है.
This is Frost versus you versus everyone. That's his social handle, by the way, everyone. I mean, his team is now broke. That's one thing. I don't know what else the timeout could do, but like, Autumn's back in with an outlaw.
Cruz saved an Odin.
Oh,
woo! Let's see what he can do.
1v5.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of feels like it might have to be something
Eco in
to that
लोगों का.
effect, right? You just don't have a whole lot to work with. Chip Boys have got the runner back, sure, but what's he really going to do with a pistol?
Frost was just not gonna take this
भाई मेरे को
lying
कॉफी
down,
पीना है
but
बे.
given the result, I can only imagine what that headspace, what that mental space feels like right now. GE though, look at them, so comfortable, doing their due diligence.
नींद में हो क्या? 4 घंटे सोया हूँ ब्रो मैं.
To fake out to clear so many of the trips, bait out reactions from Full Sense. That's a blaze wall now gone.
तो ये नींबू का पानी भाई
So
चैट में
they
एक
consider
कप
that
पेन
there
पर के
may
नींबू का
be
पानी
players
पी रहा हूँ
hanging
ब्रो.
around, but probably not on site, right? No
Harry,
one shot at
what's
the
up,
cone.
Harry, bro?
Pat's applying pressure towards A site.
कॉफी पी के.
Full Sense not biting though, but the main thing still firepower.
Well, the firepower from Chip Boys. Hold on! Maybe there actually, as he gets that headshot in onto Crystal. He's helped out by Sephiroth as well. Is there another twist and turn in this map? We have to wait and see. Plant yet to go down, obviously, for GE. They don't have a whole lot of tools, actually, to defend this post plant.
प्लीज स्विच होल्ड करके रखो यार. गन्स मत दो यार. लव यू मेरे भाई.
Big damage. That's surely got to be something.
They got a shoot gun good, basically, to hold this. And Chip Boys has got to run it back, so they're going to have to shoot gun even better. This is essentially a 5-on-3, one of which has now been dealt with. So back to the 4-on-3 for Full Sense, but info is info. Harvey and Autumn, though, connecting, and that firepower apparently is enough. They shoot gun really good in GE.
Just waiting for the replay so I
कॉफी
can
पीने के
recap.
खातिर
He
अपना-
walked in B. He hold B from stairs.
कोई ना खुद
He
की
see
सीन देख
Full
लो.
Sense.
नींद उड़ जाएगी.
Click.
ओए
Really, really good. Nice setup as well, obviously. Just sort of swinging.
भाई मैं ये
off the contact,
ऑरेंज जूस
swinging
पी
off
रहा
of one
हूँ.
another.
ये लिटरली इतना
Coverage was nice.
खट्टा है
There's a
ना.
nice crossfire there as
इतना
well.
कि ऐसा लग रहा है नींबू ही पी रहा हूँ मैं.
Despite Full Sense's best attempts, I mean, look at that little creep crawl from Chip Boys too as well.
Chill.
Yes! Platoon is on that interview with Vic. Like,
Yeah.
he was hiding it so much. But
He was in politician mode.
नहीं तो मैं
Now
घर
he's
से
coaching
निकाला
mode.
मम्मी
He's
ने.
in football hooligan mode now. Well,
what a politician, man.
this is the last round potentially of the map. It feels like it kind of is. Full Sense have not delivered on this defensive side at all.
बट क्रेजी खट्टा है सोफी भाई.
For OT.
मैं पुल कर ले. अच्छा अपना
Bring
ही.
in an operator who
उनका ही है वो. Oh
Primi on
my
operator,
god,
he's pretty good.
Primi.
Down B.
lockdown as a reaction. G has options to head back out towards middle if they want to.
Is GE just gonna
Sugar
push through
कौन
mid
डालता
here
है
and
bro?
try to take the fight
Juice
to
पे,
Full Sense, or are they
fruit
gonna
juice
reroute
पे.
back into B?
It's
This might
unhealthy,
need to be
man.
picked up by Crystal at some point here. They're gonna opt to take the, I would say, percentage play. Patman up over the top of the wall. Just Kalua as he just backs off.
TP
That is
करके मारा वो.
cheeky. Pulls it back to the 4-on-4.
Okay.
Oh wait,
While
Udo को देखो chat.
Full Sense
Udo
pixel
close कर
angles,
दिया था.
didn't expect one to be still left around market, and that's Yudotan. They are trying to take him back. They managed to catch him, but still onto the site. Pat is up by logs.
And that Blaze Wall holding them at bay for now. Crystal and Patman doing
Round.
the same. Autumn will drop.
Harvey and
Get on the block.
1v1.
Sephiroth to try to keep the game alive against the clutch minister himself, Crystal.
What किया उसने?
Like I said, he's been here time and time again, and now he's got the info. And Sephiroth got the idea. Crystal, early damage and finishes the job. 13-7. Global Esports will take map 1. And you know what I have to say about that? When it is autumn time in Australia, it's a little bit too warm for Frost, and that might be the case in the server as well today, because Autumn did cook Full Sense. The question is, can Full Sense still come back into this series? Well, we'll have to find out at some point, but man, what a display from GE. They looked far and away the better team. I don't think you can put that down to Full Sense screwing up. You know, they didn't throw that game. GE was just better.
Well, it's very minute. I think the first half, even early portions of the second half, it looks like both sides were even, but down to some parts where you start to see little flashes not hitting the way they needed to, losing the economy, momentum being lost, right? You've just lost your advantages in some of these rounds. You've given up things like the dimensional drift, Hunter's Food combo to GE.
Chat prediction on
point. So I can't really fault Full Sense too much either. I don't know if this was really like a difference in coaching styles even. It's just GE had more things going right for them. They played a little bit better as well. Autumn was hitting insane shots, making the right calls, pushing up onto the sites, and getting deep lions where Full Sense don't expect him. Pat even, especially in that last round, you saw him TPing up onto the top.
Where to see face of Frost? भाई आज हारेगी Frost अगर जी नॉक्शिम कितना मजा आएगा ना यार.
Position that Full Sense didn't expect him by. So
जूस में शुगर डालता कौन? वही तो मैं कह रहा हूँ. ये देखो, इसको देखो, हैरी को और फ्रॉस्टी को.
Champs points as well. Both sides are rather even right now. We'll toss it back.
थर्ड वेव नहीं जाने वाला चैट. Go straight up all in G, man.
First map win for the GE fighting squad here.
Maple syrup क्या होता है? नहीं है maple syrup.
And I can see why you want your players to be comfortable. They looked so comfortable on Ascent.
Yeah.
With Full Sense, you could see some of the plans that they were trying to execute there, but a lot of it wasn't coming through. A lot of
कोई तो शाना 10 लगाया
that
सिर्फ.
ended up snowballing and paying the price for it.
For me, I think massive credit to GE. I think they had a lot of things go nicely for them
एक बात तो है, फ्रॉस्टी के नाम पे सारे लोग ही दोगले होते हैं. दोगले और लूजर होते हैं. हमारे फ्रॉस्टी को भी देख लो.
I think they figured it out early. They adapted appropriately, and I was very, very impressed by how they handled themselves, especially individually in that server. There was no weak moment.
अबे साले देशद्रोही.
It felt really rough to attack into if you're Full Sense.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, you saw at the start there, Full Sense got the better end of the opening kills, but the post plants were really rough for them. They were having a lot of trouble with GE's retakes. I think Full Sense, the attacking side, they got a fair bit of value out of it due to playing quite tricky, which we'll kind of cover a little bit in some replays in a minute. But at the end of the day, this is the map where GE, you know, we talk about the prep advantage or the coaching head-to-head a lot coming into this matchup. You've already seen Full Sense play this comp against Nongshim.
Sugar अच्छा है, ले लो मेरा.
There, and they've been the team that's actually made
शुगर भाई कैसे पसंद है भाई तुम्हें?
Which in general a lot of teams have benefited from playing against a team that is coached by Frost.
कोई भी unless भाई मेरा पैर फंस गया था. Unless एक मैंगो के मतलब आम रस में अगर थोड़ा तुम डालोगे शुगर, it's okay भाई. बाकी कोई भी फ्रूट जूस हो उसमें शुगर डालते हो, बहुत अजीब टेस्ट करने लगता है, पता है.
Full Sense's game plan here was definitely a little bit weird from what we see from other double duelists. Look at how split apart they are. It's all about fakes, it felt like in this first half. They use the Phoenix, but he goes into B-side on his own, looking for pressure, looking for a duel, but nobody's there to follow him. Most of the team are back over in A main. It's all about dragging and pulling retakes. So they want to move them to B, then they hope they can win this fight on A, drag them to A, but it doesn't work, and they have to go back towards B. Now, look at this.
दिया शुगर तो तूने भाई तूने तो बोला था.
Only really have B main to work with, but they managed to find and isolate these duels. This is what Full Sense normally do so well. This is a round where they got away with it. I think they stole this round away from GE, but they couldn't quite find that consistency.
Yeah, 100%.
यार मेरे को अपना सेटअप चेंज करना है बे. अपना ये पूरा टेबल उठा के रूम के इस तरफ रखना है बे. चैट सुनो ना, मैं वापस मेरा पैर फंस गया. ओह माय रुको मैं तुम्हें दिखाता हूँ, रूम दिखाता हूँ चैट. या करना चाहिए कि नहीं लिखना, ठीक है. एक बात बताओ, मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि अभी जो ये माय बैड रुको, कैमरा स्टक है, आई नो। अबे यार इसकी वायर ही हिल गई। एक तो इसकी इसकी चल जा भाई। चैट मैं सोच रहा हूँ ये जो टेबल है उसको मैं इधर रख दूं, क्या बोलते हो? तो अगर मैं उधर रखूंगा तो विंडो साइड में आएगी और रूम का बड़ा स्पेस ऐसे पीछे बैकग्राउंड में मिलेगा देखने को, मतलब ऐसे मैं इट्स गुड क्या चैट? इसको इसको उधर रखना चाहिए भाई। मैं सोच रहा हूँ, पता है अभी सेम बैकग्राउंड हो गया ना यार, बहुत टाइम सेम सेम विंडो। नो रेन सीजन है तो रेन सीजन मेरे इस रूम में पानी नहीं आता। ओल्ड इज गोल्ड यार, हो गया यार सेम बैकग्राउंड यार, तो चेंज करना है यार।
Yoru back
बफर
into
हो
their
रहा है
game
बे।
style a little bit. For Autumn in particular, we talk about the earlier editions of GE, even
Tiger
coached
हो
by
गया,
Frost. He
Tiger
was
से,
playing
Tiger से,
solo Yoru as a duelist. This time with a secondary duelist pairing, he has the ability to frag a little bit more on an agent he's already comfortable on. And, you know, funnily enough, he's probably one of the only players on GE that doesn't seem to have an issue with Frost, but he's kind of playing like he does, to be honest. He's kind of playing like he has a point to prove in that first map. That's one of the better maps I've seen from him in quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny how things work out, but great for Autumn, again, the Soul Australian, the Soul of Australia. So I'm really curious actually about how Sunset, our last map, if we get there, will be between these two teams. Because both of them are familiar with each other on Summit. However, brand new map, Global Esports, had a really interesting first showing of Summit just last week.
Yeah, look, they're attacking side, there's a lot to be desired, but they had that massive comeback on the defense. I wonder if this is something that they stick with, if they like this style, because I felt like that there were real moments where I thought, oh, this comp definitely has some legs. I think they could have gotten more rounds on the attack, but we have to speak about prep advantage. Global had it for that first map. Full Sense definitely have it here. They haven't had to show a Summit, and Global have. So I wonder how much that will play into it and what the ante will look like here coming from Full Sense.
Yeah, I think for GE, there was a lot of good ideas on attack that didn't end up
किचन में सेटअप लाइव में जोमेटो क्लाउड किचन प्लस वैलोरेंट लाइव मोटेटो टू शेफ
comeback on
जाता
the defensive side in the second half. So I want to see if GE is going to keep that same comp, because again, they know better than anyone.
किचन में सेटअप लाइव में जोमेटो क्लाउड किचन प्लस किचन में सेटअप करूं ताकि लाइव में जोमेटो क्लाउड किचन प्लस वैलोरेंट लाइव मोटेटो द शेफ
as well as Sunset. These are
दोनों
two
कर
maps
सको,
at the end
जला
of the
हुआ
beta that
रोटी,
GE
जला
have
हुआ
already
आलू
shown
परोठा।
in this stage or recently quite a lot.
छी
So that's
यार
gonna be where
मास
Full Sense
कुछ
will
भी
now
लिखता
start to
रहता है
swing
ना
the prep
तू,
advantage in their
सोचता
favor.
है
But
लिखने
I
से
do
पहले
wonder, yes, they did
ये
show
जोक
it and
मारू
they did
ना
find
मारू
success.
कितना गंदा लगूंगा मैं।
It went really long either way
it was
against
OT.
our queue there. But at the same time, they've had a whole week to work on it, and they brought in the coaching staff with Fields and Amex.
हाँ
We've
ना
got a lot of heads
पिचांश भाई,
working
कुछ भी
on new
लिखता है ये।
strats for Summit.
We win,
Absolutely,
man!
for
We
GE.
win first
This
map!
is the same comp, but the only difference is this time they aren't running
Yo.
the Gecko. Patman is going to be on the Sky instead, even though some of the strats did seem to focus a little bit around using the Thrash and things like that. For Full Sense, this is a comp we've seen already quite a bit on this map. We've seen this in China. I think this is the FPX comp, or very similar to the FPX comp. You know, you've seen a lot of value out of the Teo and the Raze so far on this map, and
And what is
that
this?
we haven't been seeing from a lot of teams in Pacific.
Yeah, also, you do have to say, it's going to be tough for Kahlua. Attacking with that
Bye.
tail into a veto can be very
GE,
difficult.
man.
Vito is so strong against all of that tail utility. So let's see how much they can get done in this first half, especially because defending for GE was so good against RRQ.
And, you know, going back to the drama a little bit, Patman when he has a little bit of a revenge map, he tends to pop off. And I think he's really good on Flash Initiator. So let's see how this goes as we roll into Summit. It's back to our casters, Quack and Jordan.
Yes, indeed. This is going to be a fun one. I mean, Summit, I think it's just such a wild card at this point. I really respect the fact that GE have picked into it, and I think it's even more impactful now that they've won map 1, because surely you've got to be feeling the pressure here of your full sense. You've lost map 1, you're going into the newest map in the pool. Maybe you don't really have a great grasp on it yet, and you're basically fighting for your life in this series on a real question mark of a map.
That's why it all comes down to full sense and what the team can put together. I mean, in the Frost as well, you look at him in that coach cam, he's just, it's painted all over his face, dude.
Yeah.
The pressure. He's so locked in, he's not emoting whatsoever. But, you know, it's down to the players as well. I mean, beef or not, you know, everyone's just playing incredibly well today.
Fighting, let's
sense,
go.
You know, maybe buckling at the knees a little bit, like you mentioned. It's starting to get a little bit.
Can you clap me for like that?
Under the collars, but Full Sense will do their best on the attacking side to kick things off. Astra Stars to conceal their movements.
अब फ्रॉस्टी आ जा रहा है ना इसके बाद वॉच पार्टी के बाद.
Autumn once again has the opportunity, and he does start well. That is exactly what you want to see. That hot form continuing from map 1 to map 2, of course, helped out. Another kill goes through for GE, and it is all about Autumn in the pistol. A 2K. Full sense. Not the start they want on Summit.
Definitely not. They're trying to mid-round pivot back over onto B side as well, but I feel like at this point, GE is just reading every movement. Yudotan might even be able to get ahead of them. Has paint shells to kind of thwart this plant. Oh no, Cruz can't even get a shot.
Yeah, this feels like a bit of a foregone conclusion at this point, but at least Kahlua can try and get that plant down. See what he can make of it, maybe find another kill or two, get another ult point. Yudotan is low. So that'll be a fight that goes the way of Kahlua. He gets, you know, something more out of it, but, you know, kind of grasping at straws to have any sort of silver lining to that round. That was a bit of a drubbing from GE.
Couldn't agree more.
G1!
Just again, Autumn is on one today. There's no other way to put it. I mean, just look at how he immediately does well to receive that contact. Lets the fly past the waylay. And if this keeps up, I mean,
ये लड़की जो है, उसका क्रेडिट कार्ड के लिए कॉल आया था, एक दूसरी वो है.
It just fits every.
मैंने उसका कॉल कट गया तो उसमें चला जाता है ना.
TP away with the cross cut if he needs to. Pat onto the sky now just is
क्या बोलते हैं उसको?
Move around.
Similar approach here for Full Sense, although they have that lurk of Cruz over towards B this time. Just wanted the orb.
Guess that's the macro game that Frost and Cruz are pretty adept at playing, but for a round like this, it's a pretty tall task to think that they can, you know, come in with a thrifty. They're up against Yudotan on the site itself. Crystal on an off. Not easy. No, they're just gonna go
voicemail, हाँ. तो voicemail में चला गया, उसको पता ही नहीं है. तो वो कुछ तो बोले बके जा रही है भाई किसी को.
Even refracted back, he couldn't get out or fish for much other info. And if you're trying to rotate now, this is way too obvious.
I mean, that boombot has completely cleared out B main. So nothing really to be said apart from Patman.
Definitely delivered there.
Oh fuck, भाई मेरे headphone में बस आवाज आई है.
Anti-eco. So it's nice shooting. It's nice shooting. Yeah, but let's not get too excited yet.
मेरे को replay देखना है.
See the reaction though. Come on, give us something.
Oh my.
Say something, Pat. Give us a tank in a mall. No? Boring. I'm bored.
You're bored.
कास्टर भाई आप रहने दो. आप याद आपको याद दिलाऊंगा. आप फुल सेंस के सपोर्टर थे, याद दिलाऊं मैं आपको.
For Full Sense, this is where it starts to get a bit more serious. It's nice and easy to get past the anti-eco for GE, but this is where things have to take a bit more of a serious turn. Yudotan up close and personal, but it's Patman again.
Guys,
feels a little more
क्या हम बोनस जीतने वाले हैं?
Kill. A site is starting to be taken. But GE was so good on their retakes.
Exactly, right? Which is why I guess Full Sense are trying to play up front as well, but look at how the Seekers reveal everything. Autumn takes one down.
क्या हम बोनस जीतने वाले हैं?
Gets out scot-free.
ओ कैसे बचा bro?
Primi really trying to push the issue here. He knows that he has to be the X-Factor player to make some kind of difference. Kalua's sort of trapped in the back of the site here alongside Primi, and there's just util thrown at them time and time and time again, and even a satchel now as well. There's just no safe place to stand at all. It's all on Primi, and that's a sharp shot. Skeet shooting onto Yudotan. Oh, Primi! Out of nowhere! And now it's Autumn to rain on his parade. Oh, that would have been the highlight of all highlights, but Autumn is giving him a piece of his mind. You can see him there in the cams. Oh, very pleased with that, saying, don't worry about it, boys. We've got the bonus.
He's doing it for the boys as well. That's truly what does it for GE.
मजाक कर रही है वो तनु मजाक कर रहा है वो चमन खेल सकते हैं
heard and everything like Full Sense was talking about not wanting to rely on Premi's, ace factor too much, but here it is, and it's kind of needed, right? Every single point.
So, Tanu, आज 5 बजे playing Pale World, आज 5 बजे अभी जिमी भाई आप नहीं जानते होगे जिमी भाई क्या है उन्होंने कम्युनिटी सर्वर बनाया 24/7 ऑन रहा है ऐसा तो उसमें भी हम खेलेंगे आज शाम 5 बजे और रात को अपने सर्वर पे भी खेलेंगे
Full Sense how they're able to put this round together.
तो तनु रात को खेलते अपन अभी भी आ सकते हो शाम को भी मर्जी है I mean ऑफिस ठीक है अपने सर्वर पे तो रात को खेलेंगे तनु अराउंड 10 11 अराउंड 10 या अराउंड 11 रात को खेलेंगे 10 लेट्स गो कैसा उसको पढ़ाना ऐसे ही वो मिले
instead they look like they're going to go around the world at least into
भाई पूरा स्पॉन घूम के मिड से पूरा स्पॉन लिया है बे लोगों ने
so there's a lot going on in this round
ये लोग
they've swapped positions
जी कुक ने ये राउंड लग रही है भले इको है बट जीतेगी जी ऑफ कोर्स ये राउंड बट कुकड तो हो गए भाई थोड़ी देर देखो
timing could be pretty imperative here as well if he can somehow end up
बट एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं वाओ अच्छी बात है क्योंकि हमने मिड खाली छोड़ रखा है तो राइट नहीं देखा इसने
freebie for Cruz so 4 on 5 plan going down Full Sense might be able to swindle something here
Crystal spent all his utility
I think वो नया मैप खेला नहीं इतना
initiate but he's down
I think Chad is thrifty.
GE, how do you get your way back into this one? Crystal hunting for any opening, but nothing being found. The Sheriffs are doing so much work. Primi is not happy that he didn't win that last round, so he says, I'll take this one instead. And this time it's GE's parade that gets rained on a little bit. That should have been a 4-0 lead.
That is incredible.
It's just such a goofy round though. Like that's the thing. I mean, it's a new map. You've got lots of new angles, lots of things to be aware of. Obviously, it's playing out in an unorthodox way.
तू तो unemployed होके भी अभी रह साले.
Understandable that a round can fall apart like that when you're playing a new map in the pool. You're not so familiar with it.
A little, but I also think it's just credit to how Full Sense was able to, play it sneaky beaky. They cleared out all the trips, the little chokehold that the Vito will throw down.
Oh. Okay.
And that's the tricky thing as well because GE, they have this in their pocket. They have their set plays where they go in for spams down middle. Why are they challenging this? Full Sense, please.
Yeah, they're just sort of saying, well, I guess we think we can shoot you better than you can shoot us, and that is clearly not true.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
So all the hard work you do in that last round to pull it back, you're just immediately gift around to GE.
How's Frost?
मुंह मत खोल भाई बर्गर खा के डाइट पे हूँ भाई तो मैं जस्ट सेइंग ब्रो जिम जाने वाला हूँ कल से
Like I don't know what the call was.
By genuine 2 month bro.
Isolated players.
Sizzler bro.
The first one maybe a bit
2 months.
Spamming out of a smoke, fine. You're trying to recover it.
I think they just maybe didn't expect that there was more than one player holding multiple angles down middle, but still trying to put their best foot forward now. They're going to be met with resistance. The spikes down, locations revealed. I'm surprised he didn't go for the save, but we'll see. You can actually put something together.
He's trying, man. He's not saving.
30, 40 seconds. And he will not be able to put anything together. Nice round from Yudotan.
मैंने क्या किया था इधर?
Soul, Australian, Soul of
आ गया
again.
तू।
Soul, Australian, Soul.
तो भाई पैर फंस गया था यार मेरा। पैर फंस नहीं सकता यार।
As well as the showstopper, Javi's one away from Cosmic Divide, which can help in a retake scenario, which we already have discussed that GE are pretty damn good at it. Yeah, this timeout's 100% necessary. Where's our coach cam?
All the Full Sense fans in the crowd.
Oh no.
Looking a little bit sad. There's the coach cam.
Just trying to
Frost भाई आज Frost भाई Alex भाई बन गया है। आज टेबल तोड़ेंगे सब कुछ मुझे को बस सिर्फ चुप हो जा साले।
Obviously, there's the big storyline and all of that, but Full Sense was a team that last split looked like they could potentially, on a good day, be a title contender. Fell a little bit short of that, obviously, but had a very good split. Start this split, and it's
they
not
took
looking so
down
clean.
GE going in towards Masters, right? But it was at Masters where things flipped around a little. But apart from that, I think it's just a factor of this being a new map as well. We've only seen GE play it once. I don't think that that's going to be truly enough. You don't know where Autumn's going to be positioned all the time with this operator, although it might be pretty clear that Full Sense
जी इंडियन की टीम है क्या? हाँ
to Trailblazer, they peek up.
बट उसमें इंडियन प्लेयर्स नहीं है अभी इस ईयर। नेक्स्ट ईयर से 3 इंडियन प्लेयर्स भी आएंगे।
On this line, you'd think it should be his, and it is.
Bro, that's called a peak advantage, chat. उसमें ना तो एम मैटर कर रहा था, मतलब थोड़ा बहुत ऑफ कोर्स करता है, बट इट्स कॉल्ड पीक एडवांटेज। जो भी पहले पीक करता वो मरता। And sadly, Autumn.
It is a very aggressive play though for Autumn to be making, right? Considering where he's pushing.
Yeah, they're getting confident with the past rounds they've won.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make. That GE, they're feeling it. They're feeling confident. You know, if Autumn says, "I want to take this peak," they're kind of saying, "Yeah, go for it." We can afford to maybe take a risk like that. Obviously, it doesn't pay off in this instance, but it has Full Sense thinking going forward that hey, he might continue to do that.
G ma G तेरी G यार
They've dodged a flash from
तीनों तो तीन किसी से खेलेगा तू? नहीं sorry, Hardbill तो Free Fire खेलेगा।
He dodges the convergent paths
nicely. Oh my god.
Here's the showstopper for Yudotan. He's having some trouble getting into a position to fire it, so it does go a little wayward, but that provides the space for Harvey and Yudotan in the end to make that swing happen, and it's the rifles that are getting the job done again. GE are just shooting so much harder than Full Sense right now, which is ludicrous to say.
I mean, जीतना ही चाहिए.
They're playing against Primi. Primi is supposed to be him. He's supposed to be the shooter.
He was him for that one moment. This one, he had an op, so I think, we can't really count on him too much. But this is, I agree with you, Jordan, absolutely a far cry from what we witnessed back on Ascent. And you think about composure, I have to imagine this is something mental as well, right? Why is G shooting that much more comfortably right now? They have every single advantage. They were sitting down on that site. Autumn's going for aggressive peaks again. And now it's another eco for Full Sense too. It's just way too much work.
भाई मैं पनौती लग रहा हूँ। ये देखो, ये तो इको राउंड है, ये तो जीतने से रही। Next round देखो भाई, सिज़लर भाई आप।
Probably the match MVP at the moment.
Gonna have a tinny in the shower after this one. He's
अब अगर जी हारने लगी तो we know क्यों हारेगी bro. Come on bro, can't lose now. 5-1, 4-round advantage.
Oh boy.
6th round actually. अभी
back towards middle.
Sorry, 5 round actually.
Just thinking about
how
the map has gone as well. Like, the pressure is on for Full Sense, and they might do well in the opening portions of the rounds. Premi got that opening pick, but you can see as soon as they think they have an opening, that's where things start to fall apart for Full Sense as well. They're not entirely sure where to look, what to clear out. They're not playing exactly off of each other. Now this is down to
it's good.
them fishing for trades.
Just forces them forward.
Don't you, man!
To go. Patman makes it look easy. The grenade corralled them into an easy line.
अभी डिसाइड नहीं हुआ टैग जॉनथन भाई, बट नेक्स्ट ईयर से मतलब नेक्स्ट अभी चैंपियंस के बाद से इन 3 इंडियन प्लेयर आएंगे मे भी नहीं 100% आएंगे, बट कौन वो नहीं पता.
I guess the utmost amount of prep work on the newest map as well. And now they know that victory is quite likely within their grasp. They just have to
इतना खट्टा क्यों है ब्रो ये?
Tight all the way through. Full Sense have yet to put on a second round. They're back towards middle now. They have to full buy. They have several.
देखा था मैंने, वो तारिक का नहीं था.
Yeah, I think this is an incredibly Chad move from GE to be picking into Summit early on. And
अच्छा तारिक रिएक्ट कर रहा था क्या?
At the moment, I mean, their defense was again a talking point, obviously on the desk. It was so solid in their last match as well. So they still have to back it up on the attack, but.
ऐसा गन देने गया था, अलग बोल रहे हो तुम. ओ नहीं, तो अलग बोल रहे हो तुम, हो सकता. वो नहीं देखा मैंने.
Now they're pushing into B main.
There's ultis going everywhere, by the way, but nothing happening. Full Sense are not having any success on these entries at all. GE is just styling on them. This is a one-team game at the moment.
One-team game? ऐसे क्यों बोला ये? One-team game?
They tried to pull the attention away. They tried to.
आप वो क्या? मैं player में नहीं हूँ bro. I'm coach by the way.
No one was backside. That was
no kill.
Crazy. GE pushed all the way in towards B main already.
What am I watching?
Like, look at that again. You have the alt combos going through, but G were already all set up. This was.
अभी कुछ नहीं बोलूँगा, मैच खत्म होने तक कुछ बोलियो भी मत bro.
I mean, I fear, putting Full Sense under the microscope. But
सुनूंगा भी नहीं मैं. Time out. अबे Frost भाई का चेहरा दिखा दो please यार.
There was no read. Everything that could have gone wrong. That's Murphy's Law right there.
Well, I mean, the crazy thing about this is now no longer a conversation about who's going to win. Is it going to be GE or Full Sense?
ऐसा खेलोगे तुम लोग? ऐसा खेलोगे? ऐसा बोल रहा होगा.
Can Full Sense avoid an embarrassing defeat at the hands of GE? To go down 2-0, and particularly the fashion in which they're going down in this second map, well, that is going to be a pretty big hit to the mental for Full Sense going forward this season.
By the way, G ने फर्स्ट गेम भी कोई टाइम आउट नहीं लिया था, सेकंड गेम भी कोई नहीं लिया. और Full Sense ने दोनों यूज की है.
It will be a little bit embarrassing for us as a talent team.
Hers भाई पानी water boy.
All pretty to Full Sense. But what I will say to the GE fans out there, is you are welcome.
Yep.
For the caster curse against Full Sense.
भाई तुम VCT में इंटरेस्ट रखते हो?
It was all us.
मुंह देख के sorry
just remember that.
हरकत देख के नहीं लगता bro.
You start chatting online. Just
G good. G is good as भाई समिट पे तो क्रूज खेल रही है. Oh my god!
I have nothing to say. They're gonna swing 3 players into one guy.
One side?
2 guys, to be fair. But why? Like Yudotan kills 2 before he goes down. Like what?
The angle? It's not one that everyone's accustomed to yet.
If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
बड़ा भाई पतले कैसे हो गए? लग रहा है ना bro?
Oh boy.
Thank you यार.
You take it.
What can I do?
It's all yours.
What can Full Sense do? I mean, we're in the same boat right now, man. Smoked off A main. They're afraid of going back middle because all the potential lethal angles.
लाडले भी इंटरेस्ट भी रखते हैं और हाइट भी तुमसे लंबी. ओए!
This is done. We're done.
भाई कुछ तो नेगेटिव होगा तुम पे, right? Can't be everything positive.
Maybe he walks into B side, gets the spike down.
You are coping. You are coping so hard if you think you can win this round.
I mean, that's my job.
तो कुछ तो होगा यार.
Stop giving the Full Sense fans false hope.
Nah, you're just thinking about what possible moves. You put yourself in Cruz's shoes.
Thank you, Crystal Ray.
Instead of going for the plant, he comes back towards sight. But now his position's revealed. He's maybe trying to toss the gun away so that. No, why would you do that? He's got the rifle. He's going back towards B site. But he needs to.
I need concealment.
Like, I don't know. Do you plant it for B main and you push back towards that spot? He has to play up front, but he's going to get completely overwhelmed.
He's got to try and take an early fight here, but it's just not going to happen. Can't even get out of his own smoke. Harvey has it on lock. It's kind of just like a rotating of door of who wants to get a 3K today for GE. First, it's Patman. Yudotan gets a turn. Now it's Harvey's turn. We saw Autumn on the last map. Crystal's kind of the only one that's not really doing anything. But my bro is 1-3. It's 9 rounds in He's at 1 and 3. He hasn't had to do anything. He's in the backpack. He's just having a good time.
Pat's
He's just
13-2,
chilling.
by the way. Are you all right, Jordan?
I'm great. Actually.
You sound pretty emotional.
No, I'm actually great. The only thing is,
बड़ा भाई बटला तो नहीं
Crystal in my build
और
div team.
मोटा और बटला तो नहीं
Everyone
पर
else is getting to have a
बेवकूफ
piece of the pie. Look at this, 13 and 2, 9 and 3, 9 and 2. And
मतलब
Crystal's
तुम मानते
not.
तो हो मेरे को अच्छा
It's
स्ट्रीमर
not
सुन
fair.
के
Why
अच्छा
can't
लगा
my guy do the thing?
Bro this
Let
this
Crystal
this
have a chance.
next 2 month next 2 month आज से
Justice for
मतलब
Crystal.
कौन सी डेट है
We're
आज
gonna have a go again for full sense. They're trying to put together an haste split now.
सही से ना
B main has
next 2 month watch
area of
me
contest for G
insanely
several times
grind
in a
bro
row
on
now, so they're just
YouTube
gonna give that one up.
and Insta
Try to approach from
watch me buddy
a different angle, but chokeholds in position. They're
Trip
gonna have to clear that one out.
full setup है bro क्या क्या करोगे भाई तुम कुछ नहीं कर पाओगे मॉली डाल दे वो सीज दे
Reaction from GE though, and look at Autumn's positioning. He's just so ready.
I mean, Crystal
वो
is
20
here.
split
Might give it to- That's all I'm
20 split expect
But
कर रहा है वो
of
ऑप
course,
से
Full Sense is
autumn
gonna go A. You watch this.
Trailblazer as well. Cruz, okay, back towards a side. Oh, Javi.
Oh, this could be awkward.
कुछ तो होगा ना भाई
Please. Seen him. All right, so the jig is up. Some damage into Harvey's position. In the end, he actually does fall to the paint shell. This is the first time in a long time that Full Sense have had an opening pick. Pretty gets another one on 1 HP. Hold up, this might be doable. Or maybe it might not be. Patman exists. Patman doesn't quite get the ace, but he has done so much work to pull this round back.
I want to see a
Full
Frost
Sense,
reaction
They are trying to draw blood from a stone in order to win any of these rounds. Can maybe Kahlua do it? Of course not. And by the way,
bro
Crystal
my
didn't get a kill
god
again.
I want to
It's
see
not
a
fair.
Frost
It's
reaction
not fair. He's still 1
Stop
and 3.
it, Jordan.
Can he get points for the defuse? Give me some build diff points for defusers. You know?
He's
अब पिक्का नहीं बोल रहा अच्छा बट पिक भी उनका है
He's gonna have.
He got 2 assists. That counts.
He's gonna get us all.
इस तरह गया यार
It's all right, Jordan. We'll get the next one.
क्या हो गया बॉस
But still, you have to admit, this is another one of those. Full Sense brings in their best effort. They work the map. They go in together as a squad. Primi gets a kill on 1 HP. But Pat just comes in illegally.
Bro, Pat है
brutally,
bro, Pat
pummeling
है.
every single bone
Pat है
that Full
bro.
Sense has. They just cannot walk past. They can't get anything done. They haven't gotten the spike down or done much else.
Well, goes from bad to worse. There's another opening pick for Autumn. I think at this point you've just got to throw caution to the wind.
Confidence देखो chat.
Like you've just got to try.
Tight का sentinel sentinel होके
Anything
पिक ले
GE
ऑफ
touches
से
turns to gold.
swing कर रहा है
I
वो
don't need to tell you what anything that Full Sense touches turns to. I think you can figure that out for yourself. Plan going down though.
oh shit I think
And a
oh
little bit of a lurk here from Cruz.
oh shit
So he actually could get a bit of work done, but spotted by Crystal.
मेरे भाई I love you
How
यार
do they always know?
भाई कोई नहीं चेक करता उधर मैं तो जिंदगी में चेक नहीं करता वो एंगल
Not under that much pressure. So straight on with a retake, full force against Full Sense, who is
ना ये स्ट्रीम स्नैप कर रहे can't believe oh my god bro ये क्या राउंड खेले ये क्या राउंड खेला इन लोगों ने ये
You're so biased for GE.
Apparently.
oh my god
7-1 flawless. This is still the first half. And I really have to think, you know,
क्या
as much as we
राउंड
love
खेला है
to
ब्रो
respect
ये
Frost and how he was able to bring up the GE roster from nothing, by the way.
इतना
This
अवेयर
is,
था
you know,
क्रिस्टल
our
उधर
play- well, I guess a bit of a reunion.
Easy
but onto
round,
a
bro.
new map. It takes quite a bit of time. I don't know maybe if 1 week was enough to prepare against GE's Summit, which they clearly have been working on quite a bit.
यो कैसे खेलते अबे
You know, putting the
जेन्युइन
theory
भाई क्या
to practice
क्रेजी राउंड
is a
खेला
whole different thing. And I believe that's what Full Sense are struggling with right now. 'Cause
Is this my
onto
good
the
जी
sides,
अबे
onto the
साले
actual
अभी तो
execution,
सब
they're
लोग
not
चैट में
able
नोंगशिम कर रहे थे
get
अभी क्या
some
हुआ
of it done,
सालो
but
है
still some of these different positions. Pat comes in with that
Chalo,
multi-kill
2-0.
hold. Now you have a lot of space towards middle with some of the work that your stars have done, but it's still information that G are working off of. You're trying to apply pressure, go a bit faster.
फोर पिक नहीं ब्रो बैटमैन आराम से मेरे भाई
Doesn't have to. Salvos will hold it off for now. It's a good bit of delay utility. Cruz is going to go off on an expedition towards the A site.
I think GE knows where Full Sense is.
Yeah.
Would be my gut feeling. That's my suspicion.
Oh, Cruz, they don't know where
Astra
Cruz
को
is.
देखो, Astra को देखो, Astra को देखो
They
chat.
are definitely considering
Astra को देखो,
Autumn
नहीं
as well,
देख
by the
रहे.
way, on the line.
Love
Not
you,
missing, and
यार.
Harvey does know
भाई
where Cruz is.
कैसे?
They know.
भाई इतने
GE
एंगल्स
knows
चेक कर
everything.
रहे हैं,
They
बैकस्टेप
are
में
omnipotent
इतना
at the
टाइमिंग
moment.
बाई
They
स्क्रीन
are
स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं
omnipresent. They
लोग.
know everything.
That is
Bro,
such a good
literally
line.
they know everything. Actually bro, सब एंगल देख रहे हैं. भाई वो
Just don't
केव
feel
से
as though they're in the
स्पॉन
same
देख
line.
रहा था. कैसे यार?
I mean, they're trying to play the long game.
कुछ भी एंगल पे मार रहे यार. ये कहीं लर्क नहीं करने दे रहे बेचारों को यार.
Recognized that team, these two teams with
मोनो भाई आओ कतारगाम. भाई कतारगाम तो पानी से भर गया ना.
Base race onto the A site, but they're still so afraid they
तू
have
चले
to
भाई
cut some
कतारगाम
corners
में.
just to get the spike down. I don't think there's time. Get to the top.
There's no
You're out of
time.
time.
How?
Oh my God.
They lost a round to an empty
क्या कर रहे हो
site.
मेरे भाई?
They lost a round to an empty site.
क्या
Clark.
कर रहे हो
It's
मेरे
11-1.
भाई? क्या हो रहा है मेरे भाई? 11-1.
Pat is in 17 and 3.
Halftime.
You're speechless. What do I have to say? 50 seconds here in the half time to try to collect ourselves, and that's all that Full Sense have got as well. I mean,
हैक से लाला मैं
this
बता
was
रहा हूँ
not the
चैट.
outing
अभी
that
चीटर
they were
डिटेक्टेड
predicting
आएगा.
to
दिखना है
start the
तुम्हें?
week.
Definitely not. I don't know if this was.
नहीं सब यही कर रहा हूँ प्रत्यांशु भाई. इसके बाद वाई ची पे वीडियो डालूंगा.
GE fans are happy.
Well done. Yeah.
तो मेरे को एक लिटिल चेंज करना है, बट अभी जल्दी मैं सोचा था नहीं करूंगा, अपलोड कर दूंगा, बट अभी
Only Mika picked
सेकंड मैप पे
Batman,
खत्म हो रहा है तो चेंज
which is
करके
crazy,
रेंडर
because I'm
करके
pretty sure she
डालूंगा.
didn't pick Batman last week.
फिर उसके बाद 5 बजे पैलवल खेलना है और फिर रात को किक पे वैलोरेंट एंड
मोटाटो ठरक मंत्री टिप्ड 50 rupees. G has a way better comp here. This is a
Actually,
no duelist
bro.
map cause यहाँ info ही में.
एक्चुअली भाई तुम्हारी रैंक क्या है वैसे? जस्ट आस्किंग. बट ब्रो एक्चुअली
This map as well. And now they
कैम हाइड करता हूँ.
map as well. And now they know that victory is quite likely within their grasp.
तो भाई आलस खा रहा था भाई. नहीं कुछ तो हुआ था ब्रो मेरे को. तो भी हार्ट अटैक आ रहा होगा यार. ऐसा मजाक उड़ाते हैं.
Have 2 games this week. Let me have a quick look.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
they
think
do
so.
that.
I don't think so.
Probably.
Which is probably a good thing.
They need the time off.
Yeah, they got 2 next week.
Taking that back.
And look at how confident G are.
जीजी
right now,
दर्शन
just
भाई
clearing
क्या
everything.
खेली
Pre-fire
है
in a lot of
ब्रो.
positions as well, towards middle
क्या
through the
खेली है ब्रो.
smokes.
दर्शन
sure
भाई
they
ये
get a
समिट
pistol.
तो क्या
This is very
खेली है
fluid,
ब्रो.
though. They do have a lot of
Sumit
trips
में
and
तो
smokes to play around.
क्या खेली है ब्रो.
Depends on how well G knows the map to clear, pre-fire the corners.
Drone's going to go forward. Don't think it's spotted Cruz, but he is going to be attempted to be cleared. At least Sephiroth chiming in with a couple of headshots will help him
Wait,
out.
are we
Keeps
losing
Cruz
pistol?
alive long enough to find the one, but still, GE are fighting their way back into this ace site. They get themselves the 2 for 3, which will allow
मोटाटो
the plan.
ठरक
We've got
मंत्री
Batman
टिप्ड
alive.
50 rupees.
He's
D1
obviously
peak है
popping
मेरा.
off. And Crystal there to
Lower
play
rank
the
than
support
you.
role. So let's see what
पार हाइट
maybe
तुझसे
Batman and
लंबी
Crystal
है.
put together here. They have been a little spotted on that cross.
Blinded.
Okay. Patman's just got to go and shoot someone. That's really all it is. You just got to win this round with firepower alone, and he is in the form to do it. Doors going to be closed. Patman happy to just hold on that line, slow things down. Now Crystal making his move. Patman can't hold on for 2, but Crystal, this is his time to step up. Hasn't had to do much throughout this game. This could be a nail in the coffin for Full Sense, but just not given the space to get it done.
But
So Full
यार,
Sense at least.
अच्छा लग रहा है सुन के कि कहीं तो मैं तुमसे आगे हूँ. Imagine bro, imagine a trolling guy who is higher ranked than.
Immediately with Sephiroth being able to take
I'm
down
happy
2,
now bro.
Cruz hiding in the
मेरा life का
corners.
motive.
And with the final 3 as well, playing it tight, safe as much as possible, just to put one round on the board. Definitely almost a scenario where Pat, if
Chat, final score predict करो, final score predict करो.
Round.
If that
We
race
go again.
breaks one more thing.
This time
आगे वो होता है जिसके पीछे कोई होता है. हाँ?
Do some work towards the B side.
कुछ भी मत लिखो यार अभी. आगे वो होता है जिसके पीछे कोई होता है. मतलब सपोर्ट के लिए. Yep,
that would kind of be fitting for the way this game has played out.
मोटाटो ठरक मंत्री टिप 50 रुपीस. क्या फायदा, लोग तो बौना ही बुलेंगे ना. लाइफ में बस इम्मो जाना मोटिव है.
This is not the timeline, surely. Full sense. Primi pulls one back.
तुम्हारी वजह से ही हुआ ये. तुम्हारी वजह से ही हुआ ये. तुम ही हो. भाई जेन्युइन भाई. मेरे को तो अभी
something a little bit tricky, something a little bit different.
हाइड्रा भाई 5-5 बोलते मेरे को.
Patiently, which he doesn't. So there was something.
5 feet 5 ton.
Yeah, this time Full Sense get by.
Just because of
too close for
you.
comfort though.
Yeah.
तुम मजाक से हट के ब्रो. सारे लोग बौना हूँ भी नहीं भाई मैं.
Either way though.
हाइड्रा भाई से तो लंबा हूँ मैं.
Not the cleanest of rounds. This was meant to be your anti-eco. Bring some rounds over for the bonus. With that possibility gone, this is very likely going to be a 12-2. I don't know how much you can get done with just a Bulldog. Is it Outlaw or Marshall? There was this
5 feet तो गलत है पर 5 ton is accurate as fuck.
That's crazy. And by the way, what a rough day for it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's impressive though. Shout out Full Sense one
It's
time.
a forced buy. Full Sense need it.
Bonus round. In theory.
Just a myriad of the same tricks and smokes around B main to start things off.
मोटाटो ठरक मंत्री टिप्ड 50 रुपीस. कहे बात का स्ट्रीमर रीतू, तुझसे ज्यादा लोग मैंने इन्फ्लुएंस कर दिए. थर की
I know they have better firepower.
Given. Flash is getting
और गलत जगह influence.
It's just an attempt to draw out some counter util.
Chip boys. This is a pretty far forward position. It's risky.
He's got to turn around. Oh, awkward for Chip Boys, but he does wrangle it back. Still 10 HP. He's not getting out of there alive.
The thing is, there is a difference between you and me, bro.
Scrambling to try to figure
तुमने
out
ज़्यादा
where
influence
GE are headed to, but the Seekers keeps them invested on the B site. It's just Kilwani.
Yeah, Flash goes around the corner there. Drone not going to do too much. So just going to try and pop some delaying util, but Yudatan's already out in front of it. And once again, GE have got Full Sense's number.
4v3 by the way.
They have the player advantage and they have the space as well. Patman forward will catch Primi in the
my
side
God,
of the head.
bro.
There is nothing to be done. A
Come on,
2v4,
say
Dog's
less.
going to go in, spots
Say
both
less.
Sephiroth and
Say
Cruz
less.
around the corner. Patman can't get it done alone, but you can tell they just want to be on the front foot. There's a 1-for-1. They don't want to throw this away, but Cruz has no HP. It is almost done. GE up to 12.
Blood's in the water. The Sharks are circling all around. I don't know what else could be done. Not too bad on the initial hold.
Crystal की
Chip Boys
केड़ी देखो.
manages to find his one, but as soon as those Seekers were called in,
मोटाटो ठरक मंत्री टिप
Killer's just
50
not
रुपीस.
able to do
डिफरेंस
much
तो
else.
है.
He tries to delay, but
बहुत है.
even past that,
लांबा हूँ मैं.
Kinda see
Even
why
my
this
English is better
Sky
than
was
you.
brought in instead of the Gecko as well.
ऐसा
Plays off
करोगे
the
यार अभी
Trailblazer and the
तुम.
Flash immediately.
फंबल कर देता हूँ यार कभी कभी. इंसान से फंबल नहीं हो सकता क्या?
Because this game has been nothing for GE, but for Full Sense, who knows? Let's hear from GE as they try to close this game out.
Here.
Okay?
Okay, let me drone A right now.
Wait, please, just wait.
I think better
B, Sava. You don't B, Sava.
Okay, I leave you.
That's fine. We B split, right? Just I watch Link first. Can we double swing this first, King One? Kill, go with him, kill, go with him.
Okay, with him.
Yeah,
Second,
go mid,
ready?
go mid.
One.
1, 2, swing. Leave me, please. Next five, give the spot. Oh shit, we B split, motherfucker! Yeah, go mid, kill.
Khalid.
Actually, I go with them as well, Sava. You just drone here alone, okay? They know, boys. They know. I need to fight this guy.
Okay.
Let Pat swing.
Still very much in control of things, just trying to right some wrongs, play it safe. Full Sense though. Okay, at least they clear out A main, but
B solo hold for
देखो ना कि
Full
मैं
Sense,
देखा
even
नहीं.
if it is a Cypher. I don't think Sephiroth's going to get too much done here. He's actually just going to play for the retake and allow GE out onto the site. Rotation coming through for Full Sense, but it is a meandering rotate at best.
30 seconds left.
Cosmic Divide to go down, cutting the site in half.
Pat.
And again, Patman at
GG
23 and 6, improving upon that scoreline. Does
GG
fall
इको इन
to
लोगों का
Remy.
सिंगर विंगर
One
है
for one is fine as far as GE are concerned for the moment. Autumn causing
लॉन्ग
a
रेंज
bit
खेल
of
रहा है
trouble
GG मैन
for Primi, tags him down low. Harvey's on the off angle there as well. Crystal chiming in. This is it for GE. There is absolutely nothing in the day today for full sense. Sephiroth cannot get it done. 13-3. The game is over, and they say that revenge is a dish best served cold. But today the frost is not cold enough. GE take the grudge match.
Oh my freaking god मेरे भाई Oh my freaking god bro
Ascent was not too bad. It in fact looks kind of.
ये देखो सालों को ये देखो चैट ये देखो मैं तुम्हें कुछ दिखाता हूँ चैट ये देखो किसी को भी भरोसा नहीं था जी पे
Master curse paid within.
20
this is.
Morgan.
29% people said जी किसी को भी भरोसा नहीं था जी पे किसी को भी नहीं था ये कास्टर को भी सुनो इसको सुनो
After breaking GE records and achieving playoffs for the first time ever, top 3 placements.
Do you actually believe that though? Because away, Pac, take it away.
इनको देखो सालों को
Take it away, Pac. Take it away.
Fighting.
Do you actually believe that?
I've got to say, I'm actually a little bit shocked that everybody has gone the way of full sense on the predictions. Have we?
WG man WG ट्विटर पे मैं डालता यार ट्विटर पे डालता यार मैं शॉर्ट यार मेरा ट्विटर बैन हो रखा है यार ट्विटर सस्पेंड हो गया मैं दिन ब दिन तोतला महंगा कैसे बनते जा रहा हूँ भाई
볼 수 있었는데 이제 현 메타에서 다시
तो मैं रुको ना 2 टिकट और डालनी अगर नहीं हुआ तो फिर ये क्या चल रहा था अभी सब लोग बोल रहे थे कि नहीं जीतेगा जी नहीं जीतेगा सारे कास्टर वहां के सब लोगों ने प्रेडिक्ट किया था नोंगशिम
on the Euro again.
and G won 2-0 dominate
Back to the Euro. Is it okay for us to start using it, or is it because you are that good at Euro?
Nah, I'm not that good, but
it's a skill man
I think
it's
Yuri
a
is
skill.
pretty strong. Like people after the patch a while ago, people like kind of ran away from him, but actually he's pretty strong right now. Like the TPs are good with the new patch. I think it's 20 seconds, and I mean he only has 1 flash, but I think he's in a good state right now. Yeah.
사실 자기가 그렇게 요루를 잘 다루지 못한다고 겸손하게 대답을 해줬습니다. 새로운 패치 다음에 다들 요루를 기용하는 걸 기피하고 있긴 하지만 아직도 요루가 쓸모 있다고 이야기를 해줬는데요. TP도 20초나 되고 핑도 한 번이지만 그래도 잘 이용할 수 있는 요원이라고 어텀 선수가 평해줬습니다. 그리고 오늘 경기 양 팀의 심리전이 관전 포인트 중 하나였는데요.
EWC नहीं है bro, this is stage 2 VCT है, official VCT है. EWC तो खत्म हो गया वैलो. चैट चलो टाटा मिलते हैं शाम को वाईटी करूंगा शायद नहीं किक करूंगा चैट किक पे मिलते हैं किक पे फॉलो कर लो यार फॉलो कर लो किक पे रात को मिलते हैं किक पे वैलोरेंट खेलेंगे कल आज रात को फिर वो खेलेंगे पहल खेलेंगे किक पे फॉलो कर लो यार क्यों करूं फॉलो लव यू मेरे भाई तेरी नेगेटिव पीआर में ही मेरी पॉजिटिव पीआर है जोक असाइड ब्रो मास लव यू मेरे भाई हर स्ट्रीम पे होता है यार तू